What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Lack of Thought podcast. We got a few guest hosts today. So to my left, we've got Mr. Dan. I myself is JD. We got Adam. We got Conrad over here in the far right. And we got Mike on
then you got me back here, like always. What's up, everyone? So this is a Lack of Thought podcast. Today is our 10th episode. Thank you all for watching, if you're actually watching. If you're not, okay, we're going to do it anyway. So I'm Mike. I'm running the boards back here. This is a chat-driven show. So, chat with us. Let us know what's up, what you want to talk about. So back to you, JD. What's going on?
Well, not too much, man. Life seems to be just as peachy as always,
Hell yeah.
But let's go ahead and dig in this one article here by The Wired.
No, hang on. Let's figure out what everyone does. Let's, Dan, introduce yourself to everyone.
I'm Dan. I work. I pay taxes. Repeat.
Adam?
I'm Adam. I work. I pay taxes. Repeat.
That should be an amendment.
I feel put on the spot now. I'm Conrad. I work and do taxes, etc., etc.
He steals taxes.
Hopefully we're coming in nice and clear. Oh, Mrs. Berry's boys in the house. Look at all my boys. I love you all. We love you too.
Appreciate you.
Hi, Mom.
What's up, Wheels?
What up, Wicked Wheels? Our thing is not telling us how many people are actually in here, which kind of sucks, but I guess I could refresh it and see.
We got a few people in the house, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is our 10th episode. We decided to have more people with us, so the chat is ready to display messages. Okay, so it's just not going to tell us how many people are actually watching. That's fine.
I can jump into it like on the phone but I don't know if that's going to mess up.
No, that's fine. I mean, you can. We normally have a couple people here stream it just to look like we have viewers. So, what's going on, Midnight Wolf 382? How things going with you? We'll wait.
All right, so one of the first stories here that I got.
All right, are we pulling it up on the
again?
screen?
Yes, is by Wired.
All right.
So security news this week. TikTok admits staff in China can access Europeans' data. Ooh. Pretty interesting information, because they were talking about how there was a specific politician that was actually selling information to China for the voter ballots, and there was information that also came out. I'll see if I can pull those articles up a little bit later tonight about how the certain people that were getting vaccines were all getting the vaccine records over. The drive-through test or whatever were being submitted to China, so they have specific DNA test on people.
On Americans, no less.
Yep, on Americans.
So, thoughts about this? Anyone? Who's got some? Who wants to start?
Go ahead, Conrad.
So we went from microchips from Bill Gates to Chinese DNA maps.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was listening. That's all I can say. Jesus Christ. Come on. Like, really? Come on.
That's it? That's all you got?
That's all you
That's
got?
all I got. I'm just like, please go on, because just go on. Continue.
Is there more to the article? No, he's looking up something else. So, that's does it actually surprise anyone, honestly, that anybody's harvesting anything at this point? I mean, we already know they harvest the data. Why wouldn't they, decide to harvest other things? Thoughts on that?
You have to take steps to protect your stuff.
Oh, for sure. Definitely these days.
That's legit. I just don't know if they're out there taking your DNA with the poke. I don't know. That's a little out there.
That might be.
I mean, I can't say it's not. I don't have proof it's not, but it's a little out there. Just a little out there.
So, here's an article.
Yes.
Let's see, this is by the NPR. China wants your data and may already have it. So, as COVID cases began to rise a year ago, a Chinese company contacted several U.S. states and offered to set up testing labs. As byproduct, the Chinese firm Beijing Genomics Institute would likely gain access to the DNA of those tested. The offer was tempting for some states struggling to set up their own testing facilities for a new virus on short notice. But U.S. national security officials urged the states to reject the offer, citing concerns about how China might use personal data collected on Americans. We certainly reached out to our partners and the community to make sure that we were aware that Chinese were pushing out those tests. Information informing them of what the risks were and really asking them not to take these tests, said Mike Rolando, the head of National Counterintelligence and Security Center, which was part of the Office and Director of National Intelligence. So it has happened. There's been a couple things of being collected. So this TikTok article right here, stating how they have some information on Europeans. It states right here, open internet proponents, this fucking microphone's right in my way, were relieved last month when an American candidate beat a Russian challenger in the election to run International Telecommunications Union. I don't know what that has anything to do with this article.
I thought that TikTok stole your information.
Yeah, it says TikTok's privacy policy update clarifies.
TikTok's
EU data
made by the
access in China.
CCP.
I know.
Of course
Yeah.
they're stealing your information. I've never even downloaded the app because I'm not that stupid. No offense, people who are on TikTok, but TikTok's fucking dumb.
There's so much information on TikTok, though. Like, who could possibly make any sense of it to weaponize it on any level? Just on any level. Like, there's so many videos.
It's addicting, I hear, though.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because there's so many fucking things that are going out right now. Like the Snapchat, they have private Snapchat accounts now. So, like, a lot of those bikini baristas will have their private Snapchat accounts. And now there's a Cash App sex trafficking problem. So another of Jack Dorsey's corporate creations is facing new heat this week. According to a Forbes investigation, the Cash App is helping fuel sex trafficking in the United States and elsewhere. Based on police records, hundreds of court filings, and claims by former Cash App employees, the investigation found rampant use of Cash App in sex trafficking and other crimes. That's crazy.
Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey, directly. And the funny thing is, too, a lot of people don't realize that PayPal is Elon Musk's baby.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to think, a lot of these people here that are having a hiatus, just like, what was that guy's name? The one, McAfee, who created the
Antivirus?
Yeah, antivirus. So where do you think all the leaked emails came from for Hillary Clinton? They came from the McAfee spyware because it was so easily accessed. So that's how everything got leaked, because someone was able to hack into McAfee software and launch them.
And they're supposed to be a software protection company, though.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Now I'm going to go down the rabbit hole on this one. Okay. Was it really improper software security, or did McAfee put that in there to spy on people he installed his stuff on?
Well, and I think that he knew that from the very beginning when he told them that he did not want to sell. And from what he stated before he died was that there was imperfections in the program when he sold it, and they knew about it, and they said that they would fix the holes. Never did. So they were able to penetrate the laptops and cell phones and shit like that for the information. I'm sure the NSA has it, but WikiLeaks ended up with 30,000 pages of all the information. That's where it came from. Same thing with, I'm guessing, the Hunter Biden laptop stuff, where someone was able to get a copy of the information that was on there too. But I can only speculate what kind of software that he had on his laptop at the point, but someone managed to make a hard copy of that. And I'm guessing Giuliani had it at first and then turned it into the FBI. So it's possible that Giuliani made a copy of it and gave it to Matt Gaetz, or somehow Matt Gaetz ended up with it. So
I just don't understand why it was given to Giuliani in the first place.
Giuliani, I think, was the one who was called first.
And
then he came to pick it up. And then he says, well, we shouldn't have this information, after he started investigating it and gave it to the FBI as the good thing to do.
Okay.
And turned out 3 years later, we still haven't seen the laptop until Matt Gaetz submitted it to Congress, last month. So
I got to interrupt real quick. Hey, how's it sounding tonight? Is it sounding pretty good? We have a lot more microphones in here than we normally do. Also, Adam, we're supposed to ask you who Talon is and let you explain it. So it sounds spicy.
Sounds like a bird claw.
Sexy.
Top secret.
So
Closer to the mic, buddy. Closer to the mic. Not that close. All right, Wicked Wheel says we sound good.
Thanks, Wheels.
We look like shit, but we sound good.
You especially.
I know. That hurts a little bit. All right, explain to us Talon.
Oh, Lord. So when I was training for a job that I currently do now, me and this friend of mine decided that we would start a airsoft team, and we all came up with different names for ourselves.
Airsoft is fun.
Yeah, we have yet to do it because we're all in different places, but Talon was my nickname.
Oh yeah. So your airsoft nickname is Talon. Mm-hmm. That's not a story that sounded spicy at all. I was hoping for something a little more than that.
I smell cover up.
Yeah, something's going on here.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. Well, he said explain it.
I did explain it.
Oh,
And I'm guessing the airsoft you're talking about is on the specific work location that you're at right now, because they do have a couple courses there.
I
Simulation.
know there's paintball.
oh, he said it's a
paintball.
cover up. So you're covering up something, Adam.
Well, he's full of shit, so.
Where did the name Talon come from?
This
Why
is
Talon
on
out
the
of all
internet.
names?
It's true.
So I don't really know why Talon, why I came up with that, because like we made like
It sounds cool.
a setup for
Yeah.
like what we would play with, and mine was like a distance setup, like a marksman rifle and like a
So
medium to close range rifle, and then so I was like, and I'm a decent shot.
Is Acid Storm the name of the cover up?
Is what?
Oh no, is another one of his. So your name is also Acid Storm.
That was my original, but then I changed it because I thought it was
Yeah,
dumb.
Talon's cooler than Acid Storm.
Yeah.
why not Nighthawk?
Acid Storm's a little. Yeah. It sounds like something a 7-year-old would make up.
Step Brothers. You can call me Nighthawk.
Call me Nighthawk.
That sounds pretty cool, though. I've never been airsoft.
And he's supposed to be. He's trying to say Reaper, but he's already spelled it twice, or spelled it wrong twice.
Reaper.
I'm gonna go by Reapy
Rapey.
because that's funnier.
Reapy. Why didn't you just go by Joe Biden?
No, he said Reapy, not Rapey.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Close enough. There's only a letter difference.
Oh shit.
So our next article that we can move into now is by TMZ, which I highly do not trust TMZ at all.
This is not news, and I don't know why anybody cares about this.
But this apparently just happened. So I'm guessing they're not going to be the first ones to report this, if this is true. But apparently Aaron Carter died at 34 years old. So it says Aaron's fiance, Melanie Martin, tells TMZ, "My fiance, Aaron Carter, has passed away. I love Aaron with all my heart, and it's going to be a journey to raise a son without a father. Please respect the privacy of my family as we come to terms with the loss of someone we love greatly. We are still in the process of accepting this unfortunate reality. Your thoughts and prayers are greatly appreciated." Probably not my thoughts. I go down many rabbit holes. Why'd he die? Was he vaccinated?
Who was he?
Can we swear on this podcast?
Of course we can.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you guys have a fight before? And did you stuff him with a pillow?
He drowned in a bathtub.
I'm sure there were drugs involved.
That's what they
Did
said
you
about
teach
Jim
him how to
Morrison.
make toast in the bathtub? And not to sit there and slander Aaron Carter's good name, but I remember watching.
Oh no,
Oh, look at that! Is this McAfee?
It
Oh,
is.
my favorite.
it's TMZ too. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's get out of that. I don't want my emails getting leaked.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
Oh, it's
Oh,
already
no.
started.
It's
They
like-
almost got me.
It was meant to be. You were talking
I
shit
was-
about McAfee,
I
and
was
all of a
just
sudden
Absolutely.
the
TMZ.
NSA is on you.
Hello again, my dear
NSA.
old friend.
There's probably a drone.
All right, so then fuck
Repeal the
TMZ.
alphabet.
Here's another
Repeal
big
'em.
major breaking story. An Oregon mayor has charged with attempted murder in alleged road rage shooting. Interesting. The mayor of a small Oregon town has been charged with attempted murder after allegedly shooting at a vehicle carrying children during a road rage
Do not
incident.
get kicked off of YouTube. I can't make any guarantees.
The Dowen Jones. The 47-year-old mayor of Rufus was arrested Tuesday. A family of 4 that included 2 children, ages 5 and 8, were traveling on Highway 281 near Parkdale Monday morning and following behind an SUV that was driving erratically, the Hood River County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Wow, that's fucking interesting.
That's Oregon.
Okay, so yeah, it's in Oregon. It's the mayor of.
Rufus. It said
No, yeah, go to the top again.
town.
Yeah, mayor of a small town.
Rufus.
It doesn't say which town though, does it?
Mayor of Rufus.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, mayor
Rufus was
of
his name.
Rufus. Okay,
Yep.
I don't know why they didn't just put that in the first line.
You know, they want you to read a little bit further to get all your information instead of just reading the headlines and
Well,
thinking you
that's
know it
not
all.
the headline. It says the mayor of a small Oregon town. They could have just said the mayor of Rufus, Oregon.
Yeah, they could have.
They got to put more words in it.
No, but then they just would have read
They
the
like
title
the
and
catchy
been like, oh.
headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like Rufus, huh? I never heard of that. And go on to the next article, you know?
Yeah, who the hell's Rufus? That's where I was at with it. I'm like, who the fuck is Rufus?
Yeah.
Oh, Midnight Wolf says he knows this man.
Interesting.
I know this man.
Wow, yeah.
Well, apparently he's going to prison for alleged attempted murder, so...
I'm surprised it took this long. I mean, couldn't he have done it during the Summer of Love? He would have got away with it. Conrad?
I don't think you're wrong about
I
that.
plead the fifth.
Oh, don't
He could
do
have
that.
firebombed a federal building and still stand, smiling.
They said small town Oregon, so he was much more likely at the Capitol on January 6th than the other.
I mean, D.C.
that we're
is a
talking
small
about.
town. Technically, D.C. isn't even part of the United States, so...
Yes.
I mean, when we're all talking specifics here, D.C. actually is owned by England and the British still.
How the hell?
Oh,
D.C. is not
pull
part
up
of the United
proof
States.
on that. The District of Columbia.
District of Columbia is not owned by the United States, nor is it a state of the United States.
I know it's not a state.
I think it's a sovereign
yeah,
territory,
it's-
but
I
I don't think it's...
It's not owned
Nope, it's an occupied zone
In Virginia.
of the United Kingdom.
Virginia.
of Virginia.
It is no.
Yeah.
No, it's not a state.
It's
but
owned by
not-
England, Conrad.
It's not owned by England.
Owned by
It's
England.
not part of the
Somebody.
Yeah,
Commonwealth.
no, it's. I don't fucking know.
England.
So what I'm hearing is Revolutionary War Part 2. Electric
Yes.
Boogaloo.
An occupied zone. Occupied by whom?
All right.
The Boogeyman.
Did you pull it up?
Huh, that's weird.
That says Walmart.
Yeah, no, it says, is D.C. still owned by the Walton family? That came up automatically. That's weird.
I think that
like,
meant
huh?
distribution center.
Family in America. It says the Waltons are the richest family in America.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I was thinking there might
That's
be
not-
something tied to D.C., so I was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
Oh, because it just auto-populated.
Yeah, it auto-populated. I was like, who the fuck would look that up?
Midnight Wolf says Sasquatch. I don't know if that's code for something.
Top secret.
He's weird.
Yeah, that was me. That was for you, Nate, who's not here yet.
Interesting. Three corporations run the world. This is by Sin Holonet.
I think we're getting sidetracked again about
know
the whole
what the fuck
DC
that is.
thing. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
know.
City of London, Washington D.C., and the Vatican City are the three corporations that run the world. So they're listing D.C. as a corporation, which is the head of the corporation, United States Corp. I'm not sure if you knew that, but United States is actually a corporation, not United States of America.
I thought we were a democratic republic.
No, we were
Constitutional
actually the Republic
Republic.
of America.
That too.
Yeah, the Constitutional Republic, and then it got turned into a.
Hey, there's Rigel. What's up, Rigel?
What's up, Rigel?
Why aren't you here, Rigel?
Yeah, where you at, Rigel? I'm here.
Congress passed the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1801, which officially organized the district and placed the entire territory under the exclusive control of the federal government. The United States owned D.C., for fuck's sake. Like, really?
The United States government owns D.C., but it's still not a state.
It's not a state. No, we agree it's not a state, but
Yep.
it's not owned by the Waltons.
It doesn't deserve a star.
Does not apply to the city of London. Okay, I'll get to it.
All right. I mean, as soon as we find out that it's owned by England,
Wasn't that the whole... Never mind, I'm not going to make a Revolutionary War joke right now. I lost it.
So the City of London houses are Rothschilds-controlled Bank of England, Lloyd's of London,
Well, there
the
you go.
London Stock Exchange, the British banks, the branch officers of 384 foreign banks, 70 USA banks, Fleet Street's newspaper and publishing monopolies, headquarters of the worldwide Freemasonry, and headquarters of the worldwide money cartel known as the Crown. Interesting. This is an interesting site for information. That's what I would say. Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. Washington, D.C. is not a part of the USA. District of Columbia is located on 10 square miles of land. D.C. has its own flag and own independent constitution. The Constitution operates under a tyrannical Roman law known as Lex Fori. D.C. Constitutes has nothing to do with the American Constitution. The Act of 1871 passed by Congress creates a separate corporation known as United States and corporate government for the District of Columbia. Thus, D.C. acts as a corporation through the act. The flag of Washington's District of Columbia has 3 red stars, 3 stars donating D.C., Vatican, and the City of London. You're welcome.
That was a lot of words, man. That's a lot of words.
And how would you know that didn't come from the Clinton News Network?
Oh, good God. How is Washington, D.C. a corporation? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Look up the United States Corporation.
I'm looking that up right now. I thought you'd have more reading to do.
1871. Oh, I've got plenty.
No.
A look at the various treaties raises the question of whether the U.S. remains a British Crown colony. The basis of this goes back to the first chapter of Virginia in 1606 that grants Britain the right to colonize America and gave the British king, queen, to hold sovereign authority over colonizing America and the citizens. Colonized America was created after stealing America from the native Indians.
Rough.
If America was colonized with British subjects, these people are subject to the British government. To negate this
We have
was
4
the treaty.
viewers currently, just so y'all know.
To negate this was the Treaty of 1783 declaring independence from Great Britain. However, this treaty identifies the King Queen of England as the Prince of the United States. It says, please refer to the Treaty of Paris. Nevertheless, according to the Bouvier's Law Dictionary in
Monarchical
governments, a subject owns permanent allegiance to the monarch, in which case the British subjects in colonized America own permanent allegiance to the monarch.
So you're saying, according to their law, who is the Barnavian dictionary, whatever that is? Because basically, what seems like you're saying is Britain still thinks that they're a territory of Britain because of their old laws. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, if you think about it, who is the head of transports or imports and exports of the United States?
I don't know that.
Postmaster Generals. Okay, so Postmaster Generals were actually set forth for the British, right? That controls the imports and exports, right? That's where you had the Boston Tea Party massacre or whatever, the Tea Party massacre. But a lot of the things that come in here was saying that the British are what found America, and in order to make it a place where we can inhabit, right, we have to pay royalty fees essentially to Britain. And once upon a time, especially with the Tea Party, we had to borrow money from France. And what the British did was they bought the debt from France, right? So that way we'd still owe the British. And apparently, according to them, our Constitution still sits inside their one of their museums as proof that they still own the United States. And the D.C. is just a proof of that, meaning that it's not a sovereign state.
So what you just said is what I just said, that they think they still own D.C., but we don't think they own D.C. because it's federal land.
Well, D.C. is not necessarily federal land. It's British-owned land. And like I said, there's three governments or corporations that control the entire United States funds, if that makes any sense to you.
Okay.
And how's the Vatican possibly involved?
Religion.
Yeah, well, I know.
They've got one of the biggest banks in the world.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm just
Say it.
man, I don't-
Say it. Go ahead.
pass. I'm just
Conspiracy.
passing on this one, man.
Yeah, I'm going to
pass.
pass on that one, too.
Oh, Midnight Wolf. We know what that sign language was for. That's for sure.
City of London, Washington, D.C., and the Vatican City are what the 3 stars on the D.C. flag stand for.
Wait, one more time.
Right here, it says the City of London, Washington, D.C., and the Vatican City are what the 3 stars on the D.C. flag stand for.
Okay.
So what it's saying is that it's still owned by the British. And it also says down here in a short little paragraph about the obelisk. 250 Masonic lodges financed the Washington Monument obelisk, including the Knights Templar Masonic Order. That's why you find a bunch of Masonic symbols on the obelisk in D.C.
I know there's a whole bunch of like Masonic, like whatever, like iconography and stuff all throughout like old school America, but like I'm still not sure.
What is it doing it again?
It's
Yeah.
cutting out the left.
Left side.
Yeah, it was the other side last time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your guys' fault.
You're the tech guy. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Figure it out.
I don't care.
Just end it. What?
He said just end it. It's fine. We can work through it.
It's dead.
Oh no,
There we
here
go.
goes
Comes
our
back.
disc. Okay, boom.
You're welcome.
It's probably me.
Probably. It is your fault. You have one job.
It's
You have literally one job.
and you're
Two
failing.
jobs. Two jobs.
Cameras and audio.
it's an interesting story, that's for sure. Figuring out the history of DC. But
Shut up, Midnight Wolf.
the other story here is by ProPublica.
Shut up.
Investigative journalism is the public interest, is what the article says here. But it says Chicago officials withhold key financial information as city hands public housing land over to wealthy ally of the mayor.
I'll have Adam do that if he ever sees you again.
So it says right here, Mary Lori Lightfoot has pushed a plan to lease public housing land to
I
the
hate her.
Chicago Fire soccer team.
She
as
looks like
the
a
deal
fucking
awaits-
alien, doesn't she?
Yes, she
Yeah.
does.
Her eyes are just like gonna bulge out at you.
It's a forehead thing, too.
But as the deal awaits federal approval, the Chicago Housing Authority has kept key details hidden from the public and other officials. Says for months,
What,
Chicago.
are we still talking about the same thing?
No, this is a different article.
Okay.
Yeah, so for months, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has pushed a plan to turn valuable public housing land over to a soccer team owned by a billionaire. But as the deal awaits approval from the federal government, Lightfoot and the Chicago Housing Authority have kept key details hidden from the public and even the government officials. The CHA, which is the housing authority, has told city aldermen that the Chicago Fire soccer team will likely pay up to $40 million to lease the 23-acre site for 40 or more years, with the proceeds used to benefit low-income families. But Chicago Housing Authority officials have been secretive about specifics of the deal, including how they arrived at the price for prime land in a gentrifying neighborhood.
Look who decided to show up.
Wow.
That's an entrance.
Sorry, I took your line.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Conrad's just picking his shit up from the floor.
I'm just like, just don't step on any of my shit. For fuck's sake.
How you doing, you little communist troll?
Why do they sit you right next? No, according to the intro, I'm the one on the far right.
I did this on. I 100% did this on purpose, by the way, and I don't feel bad.
I'm not gonna look you in the eye, man. Don't make me try to make you look
This
you in the
just
eye.
got interesting.
All right, so amongst the controversy here at the table,
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here, as I promised, because I will not let this little fuck spew his propaganda from not behind a keyboard without being unchecked by physical violence.
Nate, all I tried to say is that Washington, D.C. is not owned by the British government.
Speak when spoken to.
You were speaking to me, so I spoke.
All right, you little keyboard warrior, say it to my face. What'd you say about my mama?
Is Washington, D.C. owned by the British government?
I don't care if they are or not.
Neither
They're
do
all-
I, but that became a topic.
They're all traitors either way.
True.
JD, next topic.
Hey, wait, watch this power move.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I also made that tea for you. I need to hydrate a little bit more, but I made it for you.
You need to get more water in your diet. Is that what your piss looks
That's
like?
what I'm saying.
Damn, boy.
All right, so I mean, we got a full house for the 10th episode. Glad you can make it, Nate.
Yeah, I'll go without sleep to fucking put the fear of God in this little communist.
I feel like we used to have topics. Now I'm the topic.
You are the topic, bud.
Oh man!
all right, so this next story here comes from rawstory.com. J6 defendant does not want "Where is Nancy" video played at trial after hammer attacks report. So a funny story is that they're trying to keep this live video or the police cam footage away from the public. What the fuck was on the video that they don't want to submit it for evidence, or they don't want the public to see it?
I'm actually interested in that. I want to see.
I want to see why it's so hidden. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about people who apparently have security round through the clock, like 24/7, 365 days
Not
a year.
for the spouse. It's like that guy knew.
Yeah, but dude's a fucking billionaire. How there isn't camera footage from the surveillance cameras that you know he has on his house?
There's camera footage.
Yeah,
There's
for
no
sure.
way. They're just showing two dudes in their underwear with hammers in their hands. Maybe they're doing some weird gay love game that I don't know, like hit each other
The
in the
attacker
head with
was not in his underwear. That's a mistake.
allegedly.
Did the cops have
Sure.
body cams?
Maybe he just slapped Paul against the face with his dick, and that's what they call the hammer.
Oh, the little hammers.
They said
beans.
like the police showed up and they already saw them struggling for the hammer. They saw two individuals fighting for control of the hammer, and then Paul Pelosi took one to the face.
They
then
said
I-
they both
I also-
had hammers. I've seen things that said they were in their underwear. That the
It's-
guy knew.
I read
they
the
both had
whole-
hammers.
I read the transcript or the ish transcript of the thing. That's where people misconstrued it all. So first of all, the report says that somebody that was unknown answered the door. So
I'm surrounded by pigs.
I'm being silenced. My views are being silenced. Help! I'm being repressed.
We've not yet begun.
Thought you guys
to
were all that
repress
free
you.
speech. What's going on?
Let the repression
We
commence.
have not yet begun to oppress you.
So anyway, the initial report was misconstrued, and the actual police reporter said also stuff coming in doesn't make any sense. But I'm writing it down the way they're saying because it's they said an unknown individual opened the door, which that could mean anything. It could have been Paul. It could have been somebody else in the house, but they found nobody else in the house. So they can be like, we don't know what Paul fucking looks like. So
Well,
it's
they
an
said-
unknown individual.
Yeah, and they
Jesus
said there was
Christ.
three people apparently. They said there was three people at the house. They said there was Paul, the guy he
They
called
didn't
out
say
by
that.
name.
They did not say that.
Yeah, there's multiple articles
They didn't
out
say
on this.
that.
Not just
What
one,
they
by the way.
said was
JD,
an
you
unknown
got the computer.
individual.
Pull up the police report.
They said an unknown individual opened the door, so they all of a sudden assumed there were three people in there. It's just shit getting misconstrued.
This is
That's all it is.
This is the spiciness we were looking for on this episode.
I'm just mad I can't look this motherfucker in the face because the mic is over here.
You wouldn't look me in the
Oh, I
face
sure
if you
wouldn't.
could.
I sure would not.
That's the look of fear, ladies and gentlemen.
How's the podcast so far, everyone? Is it good?
It sounded good when I was listening to.
It sounded good before Nate showed up.
Too
Look at him
soon?
hiding behind his little hood.
I know you got more reach, so I'm just trying to get within outside of the reach area.
He has half a brain.
Unfortunately, it's packed with socialist liberal nonsense.
How are your cats?
They're lovely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Probably buy him little bougie fucking cat food too. What is that? What's that bougie ass cat food? Caesar's Feast or whatever. The little fucking little individual little.
I feed them conservative tears.
That's just their water.
He's got jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Midnight Wolf says Friskies.
No, I think it's like Caesar's Feast or something like that. It's like $18 a fucking.
It's Meow Mix.
Yeah, that's my ass. He wouldn't feed that. That's too American to feed to his cats.
They're cats. I'll let them hunt on their own.
So it says right
So you
here.
are.
Then how are they still alive?
So it says right here in the article, it says David DePepe forced his way onto the home through the back entrance. Scott said the police chief said Friday that officers arrived at the house and entered through the front door, which someone, they did not specify who, opened from the inside, which then they discovered that DePepe and Pelosi struggling, which means that there's a third person. My guy.
No, it is not.
They got
what
led
that
in by
means,
one person they did not know, and that person,
what you just
while they let
said
them in,
doesn't unequivocally
so
prove there are
motherfucker
three
sitting there
people.
with a hammer in his hand. He goes, "Hold up, bitch! Let me
Objection.
get the door."
Doesn't you don't know that? Were you there? Were you there?
Were you there? Were you
No,
there?
I
Were you
wasn't there.
Objection.
Were you
What
there?
I'm saying is,
Wait, were you there?
it's open to your interpretation, and I'm disagreeing with your
Bro,
interpretation.
Wade?
Well, your opinion doesn't matter, and you can't
It
disagree
is,
with shit.
and that's
You're
the biggest
outnumbered.
thing is that this whole entire
being repressed.
article, based on what they're saying, is speculation.
It's
And
speculation.
that's what every news story is going to report, but it specifies here that a third person or a person that they did not mention who it was opened up the door, where then they saw two other individuals fighting, which turned out to be right here. The article's right in front of you.
Is this like
No,
the Fox
I've read
version
it.
or the
I've read
CNN
it.
It
version?
says right here.
This
they
is a
discovered-
Politico
Politico.
version.
Politico?
Yeah. So they didn't
Which
specify
side did they
who.
go
Which
on? Jim?
someone they didn't specify who opened up from the inside. They discovered DePape, and Pelosi struggling in the entryway for a hammer. And after they instructed them to drop the weapon, Scott said, DePape took the hammer and violently attacked Pelosi. So
I mean, we've all had that urge, right?
it could have been a security official that was there the whole time.
I'm being honest.
I have not had that urge. I don't. Maybe I'm alone here. I don't know. I have not had that urge.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Somebody with a hammer. Why
He
would I
was
want to do
after
that?
Nancy, supposedly.
He
too.
was.
Supposedly, yeah.
So
He had a
there.
crazy blog, but JD said that
She
the
probably
blog.
told him what
That's a
fucking
deep state
stock
blog.
to buy, and he fucking bought the wrong one. It says, "Where the fuck is Nancy?" Yeah, you never know.
You never know. You never know. It's open to interpretation.
Yeah, and then after this attack, he all of a sudden becomes a fucking QAnon shaman. This is probably your fucking article that you read here.
That he had a crazy
He
blog
expressed-
about crazy shit.
That
He
he wrote.
expressed anti-Semitic
Yeah.
No,
views
that
and
you
appeared
wrote.
to be
No,
embraced the
I can't
QAnon movement, which posed a secret cabal of pedophilia has been protected by people in power. Which I don't doubt that it actually exists. I don't know if you would call it a cabal or nothing like that. But considering that his house had Black Lives Matter stickers and over the rainbow and all that kind of shit all over it, I doubt that it had anything to do with QAnon.
Did he own the house, or do you know who he lived with? Because I know who he lived with.
Apparently, oh, you do. What's their name?
I don't know.
Call him
for
up.
fuck's
Get him on
sake.
the podcast.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so it was Nancy and Judy. No. I heard the neighbors report saying that the whole house was full of crazy fucking people.
He was the neighbor.
He was one of many people in that house.
No, you,
I don't know if I had.
you were the neighbor.
I don't live around anybody.
if
I'm
he
nobody's
was-
neighbor.
What if he was an owner by split dividend?
Hey, Nathan.
I don't know. I didn't check his financial records.
Could have been like.
it appears that your daughter is on here watching our stupidity.
Uh oh.
What's up?
Shit. No, that. Wait a minute.
Oh, yep.
That's my wife.
No, it says hi,
No,
Dad.
it says
It's your-
hi, Dad. Unless your wife's now calling you Dad. What the fuck are you into, man?
Did she mean daddy?
Wow.
Lily, go to bed. I don't want you to see me beat a man to death.
Oh, he called me a man.
It's the best
Beat a
compliment you're
libtard
gonna
to
get all
death.
night.
Thanks for watching.
This is not PG-13.
This is definitely rated R.
No, it's shit. Go to bed, Lily.
Yeah, she's,
I don't want you testifying at my trial. What the fuck? You're gonna say that over and over and over, Lily.
Yeah, watching this for sure.
I can't wait till the full article of this fucking story comes out, man. Because the first, I don't know, I want to say the first 15 days is a giant nothing burger. And then, after the month, when all of a sudden, they've had the fucking videotapes of the evidence and shit like that for so long, and they could have let people discern for themselves. They let people stew on the racial injustice and the beating of elderly people, and then it comes out to be a fucking... Well, yeah, he deserved it, fucking old piece of shit. But they're not going to let out the videotape. Who
we
knows,
just-
man? They were probably fucking doing some things they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they were doing coke off each other's dicks and
knew
hitting
him
each
by
other with
name.
hammers.
So
He
what's
called him a friend, but said he didn't know him. That was part of the
So
report.
the initial police report that came out at first said that he called him by his first name.
I don't remember that part. I remember said calling him a friend in order to not antagonize a crazy person.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Ah, Jesus Christ!
Joke's on us. It was just the pizza delivery guy.
It was the pizza.
Jokes on the whole country then.
Sustained.
I'll allow that.
Yeah, and then apparently the Capitol Police were the ones who are supposed to be monitoring the security footage or whatever, and they just not happened to be there that day.
I don't know any about that though.
Were they the
I can't
same
speak to
guards that or ones that were watching Epstein?
I'll go ahead and bring up the article for you since I got a computer here.
Oh,
Or they meant in the cameras. At the
Man's
Pentagon.
answers from Capitol Police on Paul Pelosi's attack. Representative Zoe Lofgren
What?
is demanding answers
What
from
did I
US
miss?
Capitol Police.
Lily just roasted Nate. Just roasted him.
Oh,
Damn.
we know more about you now.
Bombs dropped.
All right.
Many
It's all
answers,
been
US
an act
Capitol
this
Police.
whole time.
Following the Friday home invasion attack on Paul Pelosi, which is sparking calls for greater protection of lawmakers, the chairman of the House Administrative Committee, which oversees the Capitol Police, penned a letter to the Department Chief Thomas Manger, asked a series of questions regarding the security cameras in place for lawmakers and law enforcement response on Friday's attack at Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home. So there was a article that came out that said that there was Capitol Police that were supposed to be watching a lot of the lawmakers' home because they have a whole fucking central network apparently of this, and they just happened to not be there when this whole thing fucking went down.
Either that, they're just really good at letting people in places, aren't they?
Either way, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, this
Mike got that one. Mike got that one.
I did.
this whole article just leaves for speculation. So it's hard to say this or that.
Okay, so I agree with that. We can't jump to conclusions.
What did I tell you about speaking unless spoken to?
Are you Bidening us over here?
Oh, shit. China.
I hate you guys.
Yeah, you come back for more, and we still can't figure that
I
out.
can't either. Why am I here? Why am I here
You
right
knew
now?
what this was going to be.
I sure did.
You chanced a physical beating. I got to give you that one. You got at least one ball. I don't know what happened to the other one. I think you gave it up to is that a communism thing? Got to share the other ball with the rest of the. He's got nothing to
I
say.
got nothing. How do I respond to a crazy person within hammer's reach of me? What do I say? I will
friend.
call you exactly. I will call you my friend, Nate.
Actually, Nate broke the hammer.
Yeah.
Don't
Have you
beat
seen
the
inside
elderly.
that room? I took that whole thing apart with a hammer only, thinking of you the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Damn, she is just
endearing.
throwing
You're
bombs
very
left and right.
productive. What did she just say? Oh, shit.
Also watch your skirt.
Lily, if you ever want to leave the house again, I would stop typing.
We do know a lot about your past boyfriend, though, Lily.
Oh, hey, that was said in confidence to us and our tens of viewers.
Tens of viewers. Tens. I didn't know 10 was a plural number.
You will notice there's no bathtub in there anymore.
I can't get over that. Were you just roasting your own daughter? Hold on.
What do you think I'll do to you?
I don't know.
All right, JD, tee
All
me
right.
up.
So let's see. We can talk about conspiracy, or we
Oh,
can
we
talk
love
about cryptocurrency.
Conspiracy.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
Definitely.
Somebody explain the difference between those two to me.
Let me find this here.
I can now look
Oh, Jesus Christ, Lily. She's fucking roasting the shit out of you, Nate.
Damn.
at your
dude.
ex's.
I think those are his finger condoms for sifting through all your bills.
Yeah, ask mom how small it is.
Oh,
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ, this is not a conversation. No, let's conspiracies, JD.
She does not-
Conspiracies.
Meanwhile,
She doesn't
there's
keep
an
me around
abortion
for my
clinic
wit.
on wheels. Planned Parenthood in Illinois to reduce travel times for patients in red states by bringing abortion care to them. So there's now abortion clinics on wheels in RV homes.
is that like Meals on Wheels?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
if you eat babies.
So, what do you have against women's reproductive rights and having more access to?
Well, I can't believe I'm going to agree with the
Hey.
damn communist here, but not a damn thing.
Socialist, not a communist.
I'm in a rocket piss.
We looked it up. There's a difference.
He's not going to
looked
RNG
it
a
up.
piss.
It's a
Not a
little
commie.
difference, but yeah.
Not a commie. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not a commie.
The
Yeah, he's gonna
communist
fucking. He's
keyboard
gonna act
warrior.
like it's a what are the gas lawnmowers?
This went off the rails real fast.
Did it?
Did it? Explain to me what rails look like.
Cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency. Ripple heading towards historical win against SEC and XRP suit as industry supports Ripple in mass. XRP is worth 48 cents currently. I think when I bought it, it was 20 cents or something like that. I've got 141, whatever.
So you got like $60.
60 bucks, dude. So I bought it as kind of like one of those things like, oh yeah, I definitely love to do that. And then like the next day I found out that I couldn't buy anymore because of the SEC lawsuit. So they froze your buying power to be able to buy this cryptocurrency. So it says most cryptocurrencies ecosystems have rallied behind Ripple as they show collective efforts to highlight the dangers that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions pose to Ripple, XRP, and other digital currencies. This follows the new development of the court granting the SEC motion to extend the time for all parties to file reply briefs, which they had no fucking case in the first place, and XRP already proved this in court.
I got to interrupt you again real quick. Hey, is anybody else having any buffering issues right now? Sounds like somebody's having buffering issues. So just pipe in the chat and let us know if you're having any streaming issues. Back to you guys.
As noted by Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, 12 Amici briefs have been submitted by different cryptocurrency exchanges, developers, crypto companies, and even individual bodies. The Amici brief typically contains objectively insightful information presenting issues centering on a case. However, the court solely decides whether it is or isn't worth it. In the XRP versus SEC case, the briefs all collectively support Ripple's previous notations that the SEC has, in fact, been unjust in its dealings with the firm. It goes even further to explain in detail how many more digital currencies are at risk for being blacklisted by the SEC, especially if it wins the case against Ripple. And that case could be made like saying that one of the biggest cases here is Bitcoin, for example. And Bitcoin has been already tied to China.
This is totally your wheelhouse too, because I don't own any cryptocurrency.
Oh, I enjoy cryptos. I made $9,000 off of Dogecoin.
You made $9,000 off fucking Doge.
9,000. Had I fucking
I lost $150 to Doge.
Had I held my current, you would have made a shit ton. Had I held my current position in Doge, right?
Yeah.
Had you held it when Elon Musk bought it, it went up to fucking like 15 cents.
I came in late on that as a joke.
So did you buy it 30 cents or something?
I don't remember. It was like my buddy was doing it. Like actually, I think I came in a year late on that because I saw people like during COVID, everybody was posting on Facebook as a joke, hey, let's buy Doge. And then Elon said something and it went up. And then I think I got on the very end trail of it. I was just like, fuck it. But then it fucking crashed like 4 weeks later. I'm like,
You're such a rube.
So this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt when I tell you this, but I bought at 0024 and I had over 42,000 coins, right?
Yeah.
And then it went up to 9 cents and I sold. So I made $9,000. The next day it went to 73 cents a coin.
And it was 9 cents a coin before that?
Yeah, and I made 9,000.
So you can made 73,000.
Yep.
That's a good
The
amount.
boy can do math.
I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page that I can still do math.
Yeah. So it
Somebody
sucks, man,
check his
'cause
numbers.
I bought and sold a couple times on Dogecoin and made a couple bucks or whatever, but I'm still paying for it through the IRS. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So so I'm glad I don't make money off of that stuff.
But there's a couple articles specifically from SEC and Ripple. Like if you go to Ripple XRP's website, it talks about like when it gets released, it's going to drop at roughly about $10,000 to $15,000 a coin. And if it does that, I mean, I'll be at 1.
What is Ripple? Is it a
1.4
new
million.
form of
Ripple is the company that contains XRP. So Ripple is basically the main holding, kind of like Apple makes iPhones.
Basically, yeah, it's like a
Does that make
Bitcoin.
sense?
It's basically like a Bitcoin.
What kind of phone do you have?
Apple?
Okay, so who makes your phone? Apple, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and what kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like Ripple is Apple and XRP is iPhone.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
So XRP is the actual product.
XRP would be the product
It's like
of Ripple.
iOS versus Windows or something, right?
Yeah, or Microsoft and Windows, Apple and Mac. So basically saying the parent company is Pirelli. What was it called?
Ripple.
Wow, that's backwards. And then
just said
XRP.
And don't they have
He
like
said
kids
a lot
locked
of
up in
things,
the
man.
mind?
God,
he
you
said
have a
so
long-
many things. In
Your
my
short-term
defense,
memory, it leaves a lot to be desired.
I
So many
said, don't
Gotta
little,
talk slow
little
for him.
kids in China, aren't they forced labor into making Apple phones or something?
not
crazy
just
thing?
kids, but adults as
Nikes.
well.
And Nikes.
They basically have like almost, I don't want to say the word death camps, but damn near death camp fucking facilities where they know they're going to go in there, work like 18 hours a day doing dumb, crazy shit, live in a fucking box for like that entire amount just to get that money and move on.
Can we?
You
Can
want
we,
that communism, don't you?
Can we
That's-
segue to Uyghurs?
We absolutely can.
What do they have there in China?
Uyghurs?
What political system?
Wait, I was saying
Communism.
bad things
No,
about China.
Oh, okay.
I told you I'm not a communist.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second.
Gee, I just talked
We've had
about
this
China being
conversation
bad.
ad nauseum.
So, Uyghurs, please.
Yeah. So, gosh, damn it, man.
I think I just had a stroke.
There it is.
It's back.
So the Uyghurs are another Muslim group that's in China, and apparently they're being held on the streets in like little cages or something like that. And a lot of I'd say a lot of the biggest group of the Uyghur is being raped, pillaged, and killed and stuff like that. And it's really sad, but this is going on in China currently. And a lot of people talk about human rights here in America, and you can't do this, and Black Lives Matter, and all this kind of stuff. But what they're ignoring is that in other countries, it's even worse.
JD, you got to
By
elaborate.
far.
What is a Uyghur? Aren't they the Muslims of China?
It's the Muslim population that's being
That's what I said.
basically, that's being eradicated. Or what is it? What's the better
Genocide.
word for it?
Yeah,
It's being genocided, essentially. Like there's camps, there's reformation camps where they try to teach them not to follow their beliefs. Like, and that's crazy. And I understand, like, yes, you are right. There's some individuals who do not have as much of a concept of how fucked up it is out there. But I don't think that's a great
like Russia's
percent.
gulags. Then
What's that?
it's like the gulags.
It's essentially the gulags. Yeah,
Keep
they're-
in mind, folks, if you die in this lifetime, you do not go to the gulag. You do not get another chance.
You
do
don't
not
respawn.
pass go, you do not collect $200.
Oh man,
They're ethnically cleansing. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
They're literally trying to cleanse themselves of an ethnicity. That's what
I
they're
don't think they're trying to cleanse themselves. Someone is trying to cleanse them.
China has been accused of committing crimes against humanity and possibly genocide against the Uyghurs population and other mostly Muslim ethnic groups in the northwestern region of Xinjiang. Human rights groups
Are you sure that's how you say it?
say it for me.
No, I was just asking if you were sure that's how it was said.
Xinjiang. Xinjiang. So, human rights groups believe China has detained more than 1 million Uyghurs against their will over the past few years in a large network of what the state calls free education camps.
Why are you fucking
I
reading
don't
like
know
that?
if anybody's getting that joke, but
I'm,
okay.
I'm not.
It's the
But
John Fetterman joke, I'm pretty sure.
That's your boy, isn't it?
And sentence hundreds of thousands to prison terms.
Look at his face.
I don't know enough the whole John Fetterman thing, but I do understand that he's had a stroke, and then you guys are making fun of the guy for having a stroke.
You have a stroke
are we
every
on the
night.
same
Making
page?
fun of him
We're on
being
the
a
same page?
Democrat.
On the same page? Like that
Con-
guy had an
Con-
actual physical thing happen to his brain, and you guys making fun of that?
And you
Conrad.
thi-
Is that-
I'm
is
sure
that
you're
what's
going to still vote for him, right?
Conrad.
He's not in my state.
You would, though.
What?
Wait, you have a stroke every night though, don't you?
We're not counting his cats.
This article also comes from BBC, just FYI. A series of police files obtained by the BBC in 2022 has revealed details of China's use of these camps and described the routines, use of armed officers, and the existence of a shoot-to-kill policy for those trying to escape. That's fucked up, man. Just imagine a human's rights issue like that in United States, where people were being held captive, like back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Right? Can you imagine that in modern day terms in the United States with all the current issues that we already have?
I actually cannot. I don't see it ever getting to that level here. I don't.
No.
I don't see it.
How about you, Nate?
Oh, you don't want to know what I think.
Yeah, we do. That's why it's a lack of thought podcast.
You think about how warm
We want to hear your lack of thought.
I'm thinking of little cages to put little communists in.
that's somehow hateful in some kind of way. I'm sure that's something you can't
We'll
say.
make a separate little cage to put next to yours for your cats.
I'm not a communist.
Change my mind. You can't. Never mind. I'm not lit.
He's stripping.
There you go.
America.
Trash can.
America.
America.
Oh,
America.
America, because I got a football shirt on.
Goddamn
that I got
right.
From the Goodwill.
Goddamn right.
You bandwagon motherfucker.
Oh man.
All right, so the next article we have here.
Chad, is there anything you want to discuss about
Yeah.
any of these articles?
Yeah, let's talk.
I don't think
Yeah.
we lost everybody. They
So
heard-
we were actually talking about
It's been
UFO
saying zero
patents.
the whole time.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
We were actually talking about the UFO patent documents.
Yes, my wheelhouse. I seen them.
You have a wheelhouse of UFO documents? Why am I not surprised?
So I've got a couple pictures, and a lot of people speculate on basically the patents and the sources of the pictures.
That's a
when they
good
came out,
quality
et cetera.
photo, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
Man,
you can't Photoshop this good. So there's this guy here, and then there's a couple other ones too. But I found some articles too because of the questioning of the actual military having patents based on space-time modification weapons.
Adam, you can speak to this. Have you seen these?
I'm not a fucking pilot.
Oh, you don't see that shit on the ground? It only happens in the air. Interesting.
You've never seen one.
Only thing I see on a daily basis is like Apaches, Blackhawks, and Chinooks, and like that's about it.
Why are you looking at Black Hawks?
and why do you say Chinooks?
Yeah.
Are you
China's in
a
there.
Canadian Marine? No. They're Canucks, Josh.
If he wasn't
Eh?
a lot of Canucks. Oh my goodness. I now get it.
No, they're Chinooks. Chinooks.
The fish.
And the Canadians
Chinooks.
are Canucks. Yeah, no, Chinooks. I get it.
What separates Chinooks
No,
from
no.
everything else?
Just try. Maybe it did go over my head, but I'm pretty sure I was on the same
A
page.
lot of things do.
Yeah, a lot of
Better over your head than in your mouth. All right. So what is
Now
what
that
is,
we're kicked off YouTube,
yeah, so what is the biggest differentiating what do they call that? What separates a Chinook from a Black Hawk?
the fins.
Hold on, let me create a bigger space. What separates a Chinook from a Black Hawk helicopter?
Who are you
Besides
I feel like
fins
I'm
and
being
fishing.
asked. Weaponry? Like weapons and shit they got
No,
installed?
how do you identify a Chinook from a Black Hawk
By its blades.
helicopter?
color.
I
One
don't
swims,
know.
one's in the air.
Blackhawk
By
is
its blades.
black,
By
and
blades.
a Chinook is
Blades.
normally tan.
Yeah, so
And the
a
shape,
Black
too.
Hawk is obviously black, and it has one main set of propellers. A Chinook has two sets of propellers.
Oh.
So you have a long body and two sets of propellers.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Hey, Dan, are those called
didn't know.
propellers?
No, they're called rotors.
Yeah, I'm
But yeah.
But it has two of them.
trying to trigger
does.
people here, so you can
It's
fuck
just,
off.
man, yeah. We're
And it
just,
doesn't need a tail rotor because it has two of them that counter
yeah,
rotate.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's on the. I understand physics at least to that point. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that?
No,
This is a look of incredulity.
Incredulity?
That was a big word.
That's a $10 word, man. You make that kind of money?
Don't let Biden hear that.
Come here, boy.
And the violence has begun.
They're going to kiss.
In our continuing investigation into the bizarre inventions of Dr. Salvatore Caesar Pius, an enigmatic aerospace engineer who works for the U.S. Navy, the War Zone has just obtained a wide range of documents detailing experiments that the Navy Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division, NAWCAD. Nobody?
Maybe it's NAWCAD.
NAWCAD. Conducted to test the core concepts and technologies underlying his seemingly out-of-this-world UFO patents. And these are actual patents, by the way. So we have this guy right here. If you look on Google, Google actually has a whole list of patents that's ever been made. So
Can
if
I-
you're looking at investing into something or
Can I
trading
just
something,
ask one question?
No.
Just one question.
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
So you're saying we have patents for UFOs?
Yep.
If we have patents for them, are they still UFOs?
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
Are they still unidentified?
Don't encourage him.
We literally built the shit. Are they? I'm pretty sure we identified it. We got a fucking patent for this shit.
Can we identify this?
that what makes it go up and down and sideways and all that kind of shit, but did we identify the body of the aircraft?
Can we just identify how
We have blueprints for
he
this
is
shit.
moving away from
The guy's
me?
obviously an alien.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just doing dissemination for big
talk
alien.
about $10 million words, you.
That alien owns all the patents.
He was an alien.
Yeah, I was a resident alien at one point. I was.
So
I
here's
hate
what
you
some of the
even
patents look like.
Well, that makes sense.
Triangles.
Triangles.
It's all triangles, man.
There's numbers and math scares me.
Hey, there's the Navy SEAL, you know.
Why no?
So it's
what
a-
happened to the Army SEAls?
it's
Why
a
there's
compact
no Army
fusion
SEAls or Air
reactor.
Force SEAls?
It's
We're
the
not
SEAL of the Navy, you dipwad.
I'm just saying, why did only the Navy have SEAls?
Remember what I said?
The Navy's in the water, right?
Yeah.
But they also have an Air Force or like airplanes.
Navy doesn't
So
have
does
an
the
Air
Army.
Force.
No.
Navy SEALs use the
there's
Air
Navy
Force.
pilots.
Called the Naval
There's
Air
Navy
Corps.
pilots.
Yeah, Navy
They're
SEALs
naval
use-
aviators.
They call them
That's right.
aviators. That's right. Yeah. Because they're better than
So we can have naval aviators, but we can't have Air
They
Force
have, they have
SEAls.
naval aviators that fly what? Air Force.
I don't know. I don't look at the
Fun
They
fact.
have, they
I don't
have their
look at
own
the tag.
budget. Their own.
Yeah.
Fun
they have their
fact:
own-
the Navy has more pilots than the Air Force does.
Yeah. See, I knew that.
Well, now would you call a seal that flies in the air? Have you ever seen a seal? Why don't they call it like the pig or like fat lady or something?
I don't know. Ask
Well,
the
if you
polar
called
bear.
it a pig, then that would mean the police have pilots.
You lost
I don't know
me.
either.
I don't know.
I think we're
Navy
going too
SEAls.
far on this.
I'll believe pigs
Navy
fly when the
whales.
fat lady sings, right? So Conrad's whole dissemination is why are we only saying that Navy has seals when Air Force and Army don't have seals? Well, the correlation is that Navy is water, and that's the biggest thing is why they're called the SEALs, because Army is called something different. So is the Air Force.
I think we took this, I think we beat this dead horse. We got to move on.
They all got their own branch of that.
Yeah, they all have their-
clandestine secret shit.
Yeah.
I just thought the joke was funny because the Navy has airplanes. Why
Seals
can't
are
the Air
sea,
Force have
air,
flying
and land.
seals? That was the joke.
Why don't they call Navy Rangers?
Because
Because they're the Army Rangers.
Because the Army has Rangers. Oh, that's weird.
That's
what a
weird. I
crazy
have to look
fucking
that up.
thought.
I got to follow the money on that one.
Okay. All right, so the Warzone has been reporting on the set of bizarre patents assigned to the U.S. Navy that describe radical new technologies that could absolutely revolutionize the aerospace field and, frankly, the very way we live our lives. These include high energy electromagnetic fields used to create force fields and outlandish new methods of aerospace propulsion and
He's an
vehicle
alien.
design that basically read. What the fuck? Why would they say read?
The inventor.
Basically read as UFO technology. You can learn all about the U.S. patents, their viability, and the issues surrounding them in these exclusive feature of ours. So this is essentially what is the patent here, and it talks about that it's a compact fusion reactor, which is pretty cool, man. I think that nuclear power definitely is going to be a really cool technology to come out. I've already seen a couple different ideas of them creating like planes and stuff like that from London to New York in like 25 minutes. Via
How do I
nuclear
send
powered.
it's too difficult to explain. There is a way to share it. I don't know.
Go to his Facebook and share it from his
You
Facebook.
said Spacebook.
Yeah. You can share it from Facebook too. I don't know.
God damn it! I've been up since 2:00 this morning. Don't.
Oh,
It's Facebook.
Just put it in the chat.
yeah. Can't you copy the link to the Twitch channel?
Or
Like, if you're-
simply
if you're-
just tell them to search it on Twitch or,
Yeah.
or YouTube.
Yeah, you can just literally, you don't have to log in. You can just look up Lack of Thought Podcast on Twitch. I just plugged the show, you guys. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, this is the Lack of Thought podcast brought to you by Bandhouse Production Studios, and we.
I can't do all these things at once. Hang on.
Oh, you had one job, Mike.
Fucking I've heard that a few times tonight. All right.
There you go. Boom.
Post it in there. You can share it that way. Copy and paste.
Excuse me.
What are you doing? Pulling up our podcast?
Yeah, so I can grab it.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I gotta drive. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you guys.
Unfortunately, I have to work at 2:00 in the morning.
There's a 2:00 in the morning now? When do they start that?
Well, when you have this thing called a real job and you don't telecommute and you have to actually put on pants and go do something that builds something, and that you don't just go, oh, look at this kitty little drawing, and maybe somebody that...
Shots fired.
I feel very targeted right now. I'm not sure that I'm comfortable.
I gotta say, it's a good thing you don't work for Twitter.
That was good, JD.
Fired.
Oh, he would have been in the kitchen sink.
Everybody who works for Twitter that worked at home, I think he fired 935 people or something like that from San Francisco base. Everybody who worked from home got fired.
Just unplug them.
Yeah, he's the guy that wants everybody to work 84 hours a week and show up to the office because that's what he does. Like he's a little out there. That's what he did.
I mean, I
Done
worked
that.
126 hours working for a mattress company, so I don't think it's unreal to work 84 hours.
It's not unreal at all.
I
I
worked
used to
13
work.
hours today.
And it's not free, so you're getting paid for it.
I think my regular week was like 66 hours.
Did they mention that they were getting paid overtime?
Were
Or
they
did just
actually
say that
watching you sleep?
They are. You son of a bitch. No, wait. Fuck, JD. What did you say?
Did they mention that they were getting paid overtime?
Oh, no, they're probably fucking salary, dude.
Doubt
There's
it.
no overtime for that.
Doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Programmers, engineers, salary. 100%.
Yeah?
100%.
Let me look it up.
Like high level, they
Hold on.
they make
I'm
like
gonna pick up the
200 grand a
CNN
year.
article and I'm gonna pick up the Fox News article so I can compare the two.
Do that, but I'm pretty sure that like
What? No
it's a-
MSLSD?
MSLSD. It's a highly paid position that every company wants, and like they get salary. Like I would just assume
They get celery.
Celery.
they get celery,
Celery.
and
butter.
carrots.
He's
Imagine that.
He's
They
assuming,
just need the
ladies and
lettuce and they
gentlemen.
have their own salad.
I don't know. I don't know. I've known a lot of friends that were in
Work
the,
at
like,
Twitter, yeah.
that were
technical
useless like
community.
you are.
Technical
Used to work
community.
at Twitter.
No, I did not used to work at Twitter. Not even with air quotes.
The average hourly pay for a programmer in the United States is $35.34
can't
an
believe I'm
hour,
laughing at
by the way.
That's the what?
One more time.
As of October 29, 2022, the average hourly pay for a programmer in the United States is $35.34 an hour.
Beep them programmers. Suck it, programmers.
While ZipRecruiter is seeing hourly wages as high as $63.22 an hour, as
Yeah,
low
go
as
fuck yourself.
$7.69. The majority of programmer wages currently range between $24.04, 25th percentile, to $41.59.
But we're
Fuck
all
you, programmers.
But we're all breaking this down. Okay, so they make. What I was saying is they're generally salary and don't make overtime at that rate is my assumption.
Can we pull this article up here?
Of course.
I saw what you're saying, but they keep moving it over into fucking
Why are programmers paid hourly? Shouldn't
Oh,
they be
shit.
paid according to the amount of work they've done? So this is not Quora. Some types of programmers, especially independent contractors, actually are paid by the project, which comes close to the amount of work they've done means. But since actually evaluating how much work it takes to do programming tasks is quite difficult, even most independent contractors are paid by the hour.
Oh, my wrists hurt. My butt hurts from sitting in this
So
chair.
it makes me think, because Elon Musk,
that sounds like you trying to sit at a computer for about 20 minutes. I get that. Yeah, that's a good
stand on
impression
my
of you.
feet for 13 hours a day.
So I don't know. I would just assume that, like you said, they're getting paid by project rather than by the hour. I don't
But that's
know.
independent contractors.
Yeah, independent. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What I'm saying is I was assuming that we said something about overtime. I was just assuming that they were salary. That's it. I'm not even trying to make a point. I was
Didn't
just
Project
assumption.
Veritas interview people secretly who worked at Twitter? And
I think I seen
they worked
Conrad
like
on
4
there.
hours a week or something like that. It was
Yep.
ridiculous.
Weren't you at the
And
bar
they were
with that
boasting
one
about
dude?
it.
Look at his face.
Which dude?
Which dude?
I don't know. I don't know the details on that.
Allegedly.
Hearsay.
Conjecture.
I'll allow it.
Conjecture.
So, and this is also coming from another story that I heard way back, and obviously there's a fact check on it now. So I grabbed the one that didn't necessarily have the fact check, so I can give you the story that I heard when I first talked about this. So Elon Musk had an assistant, and she asked him for a raise because she was doing all this work. So he sent her on a 5-day vacation, paid wherever she wanted to go, and he says, if I can do all your work, then by the time you get back in 5 days, you are fired.
Oh, shit.
So she went on a 5-day vacation, found out that she didn't have a job when she came back.
Oh, shit.
Kind of harsh.
So, and this is also coming from a guy who's running, 5 companies by himself right now, with obviously people that help him out, but him just buying into Twitter and stuff like that, where he can run Twitter if he wanted to by himself, but he would be there all day. But we've already heard stories where he sleeps at Tesla headquarters, on the manufacturer floor to make sure that all these cars are done right.
But Elon doesn't actually do anything or have any marketable skills other than being a manager. Like, he won't sit there and
He
program
started
Twitter.
PayPal.
Yeah, but did he actually do any of the work? Like, he bought Tesla. He didn't make Tesla.
Whoa.
I don't know,
He's
man.
more of a manager of people.
Did he just say?
I don't think that he started a company to be a manager, though.
Did he just say?
I just don't think he has any marketable skills. What?
Did he just say doesn't have any marketable skills?
He doesn't have any trade skills.
Is that trade skills?
I meant trade
Is that
skills.
not calling the pot calling the kettle black?
I mean,
What can you build?
who would know better, the pot or the kettle? Like, I know this guy. He doesn't do shit. Like, come on, you're on my side. This guy, Elon, can't do shit. He's just one of those guys that just takes over companies and then just runs them into the ground. Like, that's.
Can you
not
read a
always.
tape measure?
Yes, I can.
I doubt that seriously.
Read a tape.
See.
What's 7/8 plus 15/16? Yeah, look at him tick. Look at him.
It's at least 2.
Why would you ever? Oh, 15/16. Yeah, it's like around 1 3/4.
That's 1 and 3/16 or 1 and 13/16.
1 13/16. Who the hell measures shit to 16ths?
You'd be
Mike,
surprised.
actually.
I was given shit. I was given shit for making plan drawings that were down to the 8th. They're like, Conrad, we don't need this shit. Like, get it to the fucking inch. So, yeah.
So Elon Musk, at the age of
Useless.
19, sells PC in college dorm. He starts Zip2, which sold to Compaq. He starts X, which becomes PayPal. He starts SpaceX. He invests in Tesla. Starts OpenAI. Starts Neuralink. Starts Boring Co. And then buys Twitter. Becomes CEO.
What are his computer science qualifications?
Well, this is all starting at 19. So
What are yours?
So starting at 19, he sells PCs in college. 24, he starts
like-
Zip2.
Criticizing a freaking pro boxer and going like, "Oh yeah, what do you look like in gloves?" Like, what the fuck?
No, it's like someone comparing themselves to someone who's in the what's that fucking? I can't even think of
What
what
I'm
it's called.
saying
Billionaires
is,
Club?
okay, so let me rephrase what I'm saying. I, to this day, do not know what any kind of personal technological skills Elon Musk has, other than being a really good talker and being able to move the situation as a manager. And
He's a
get
people
things done.
person.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he has any actual
Don't you dare agree
technical
with
credibility. I do know he has a super high IQ, but I don't think that's put towards computer science programming or engineering of any kind. I think he's just really good with people.
And he's a good judge of talent
And rich.
Also ironic because he is on the spectrum.
and a
That's
visionary.
really interesting. Elon Musk is on the spectrum. He admitted to it.
So there's tards in all walk of life.
Jesus Christ. I'm saying
We
that
got
makes
one
it.
sitting at this table.
I'm saying that makes it more interesting that he has amazing
Holy
people
crap.
skills.
Yeah, well, he's a smart guy. He's a rich one.
French fried taters.
Why not American fried?
You missed the movie.
Well, didn't he create? He actually designed the flamethrower from his other company called the Boring Company.
So did the Germans.
Did the Germans sell out?
No, they bought in. I don't know what. He didn't.
No, they flamed out.
Can you just to humor us? Can you humor?
I'm actually looking up articles right now of his skill sets.
Like, okay, yeah, because I have no idea what the hell it is.
So he actually designed the flamethrower from the Boring Company and sold out within a matter of an hour.
Define designed though.
Design means that he designed, implemented.
Is that what
and
you're saying, or is that what
manufactured.
it said?
That's what this says.
It just said design though.
Design.
You're assuming he did all the engineering.
And we assume your gender, so
Jesus
Christ.
See you later, YouTube. No wonder why our video's been buffering for people. Thanks, Nate.
you're welcome.
And there's a major delay.
There's always a major delay. It's a broadcast delay.
By the time you get done typing it, you guys have moved on to a different subject.
Yeah, it takes 15 to 25 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like being on the chat. There's definitely a delay, so it's like the jokes don't
Only
always
for
hit.
trolls.
Where's our technology now?
I don't
It's
know.
faster
Ask
when you're on a
Elon.
computer than when you're on a phone.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, mobile slower than.
Yeah, because anytime I would watch it
I
and
was on
comment
a
on
computer last time.
it's just I send a message and then like seems like 5 fucking minutes later it pops
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're already on like the next 3 conversations.
Yeah, and it's
We
actually,
should
and
talk slower.
I feel bad when like I try to land a joke or ask a question and it derails an awesome conversation. It's like you guys already moved on, started talking about something way cooler, and then my message comes up and just fucks it all up. I was like, God damn it.
You're giving us too much credit.
It doesn't take much to derail the conversation.
It sincerely doesn't.
Not at all.
I feel like there should be the Jeopardy theme song going on. Right
Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll
Oh,
get
no,
an DMCA violation.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You
Yeah.
have to imagine it.
Gonna have to
Too
pay
many
Alex Trebek's his estate.
Yeah, definitely.
God, wasn't that sad?
That man's a national treasure. You
He was a
pump your
national
brakes. You
treasure.
pump your
Why
brakes,
am I
kid.
agreeing with
Canada.
this fuck?
Yeah, I mean, that's
he's
twice.
Canada's
Say
national
legal.
I
treasure.
know. I fucking should go home and right now. That man had a mustache that could.
Of all the things, just
was
like you
a-
just went.
It was
mustache.
a glorious stash that belonged in any 80s porno. And then some. I mean,
He's Canadian.
why'd you have to kill my dream there? Speaking of Canadians,
Yes.
Hey,
What do you want to know about Canadians?
why they haven't deported your ass yet?
I'm not physically in Canada. How can they deport me when I'm not actually there? How does that even
Why-
work?
You are Canadian.
you are Canada.
I am Canada.
You fucking god.
This just in. Canada
Liberal
deports Canada
fucking
from Canada.
fucktard. Jesus Christ. Anyways,
I have
how did
family.
you-
I have family in Canada. I don't
Did you
appreciate
jump the
that.
wall?
There's no wall between here
There
and
should
Canada.
Mike knows all about the laws of Canada.
Unfortunately. Yes. I've had my run-ins, that's for sure.
Do you have direct access to a business directory? So, like, if you want to call anybody in your company or whatever, you have a whole directory that brings up, who's where.
As I'm on a live national podcast, I'm going to say no, I don't.
But you do, though.
Allegedly, I don't.
So
for legal
Elon Musk
reasons.
actually created that. It's called PTSN, and it was brought to a company that he started.
Created
It's
it
called
how?
Bit2.
Did he write the software is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
I'm just
designed and created.
again,
it.
you
It
said
says right
designed
here.
and created.
He even came up with the patent himself, which means that he solely has
One
the
question.
entire idea.
One question. Can you look up if Elon Musk has a computer science engineering degree? That's all I want to know.
I'll also
And then I'll
look
shut
up
up.
the
Why
fact
do you
that he
hate
came from
Elon
South
Musk?
Africa as the wealthiest person in America too.
Why do you hate him?
It's crazy.
Oh, because he's douchebag. He's a douchebag. He used to be cool, but he just became a massive troll.
That man is a national treasure.
For
He's not
Africa.
even from here. He's not from here.
Africa for sure.
And he doesn't have a mustache like Alex Trebek.
He has
I know.
no mustache.
If he grew one of those, he'd be unstoppable. Just plowing through everything.
He would look like the Monopoly guy.
I think you're thinking of Jeff Bezos.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nope, doesn't have a degree in computer science.
Okay, that's all I want to know. I don't.
So does
I
that
do
make him less of a
discredit-
person?
Tesla didn't have
No,
one either.
no, it's not. I'm saying he's not less of a person. I'm saying he's not a
didn't give him
technical
out back then.
genius. I'm saying he's not a technical genius, but he's absolutely incredibly talented with like people and management and coordination and all that stuff.
Listen
He
to
knows how
the
to get people to get
jealousy
shit
drip
done.
off of his words.
So do you have
Why
a
the fuck would I give a shit?
Wait, do you have a computer science degree?
I don't.
Do you have coordination?
We just.
Then why aren't you a billionaire like Elon Musk?
Why is that even a question?
Because a
Like,
computer
it's
science
valid.
degree is not going to stop you from making money.
It's valid.
and I'm saying that he does make money in ways, but he's not like the creator of the things. He just comes in and vampires
the
that shit.
facilitator
So-
of the thing.
Facilitator makes much better sense.
So the point of this whole story here is that no, you do not need a degree to be a billionaire.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying that this guy does not have one.
Nope.
This is the hill you want to die on, huh?
No, I'm just saying, for fuck's sake. Like, why are we talking around this shit? Elon does not have like a specific
Oh, I'm
technical
sorry. He
computer
has a
science skill.
bachelor's degrees in physics and economics and
Okay.
spent literally 2 days in a physics PhD program.
2
Okay,
days?
cool.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so he knows how apples fall from fucking trees, is what you're
That's
telling
right.
me.
He knows how to build rockets that gets us out of the earth, right?
Okay. I mean, you know what?
Shut the fuck up. I
Physics-
proved my point.
You did.
I'll concur.
I am concurring. I'm concurring. I didn't know that. That's respectable. He's still a douchebag.
He can be a douchebag all he wants.
Can
man.
he though?
Yeah.
You
I
are
enjoy
within
him
arm's
because you
reach.
get upset about it. So
He's still a douchebag. I don't care what your reach is. He's still a douchebag.
Is Jeff Bezos a douchebag?
I believe
Yes,
so.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Big
Absolutely.
absolutely. Goes on his fucking cowboy ride to the fucking moon and shit.
Anybody who designs
He's
their
running
rocket
Cowboys.
that look like a big old dong to fucking.
That's what I liked about Austin Powers. They predicted that shit was going to happen.
Oh,
and Jeff
100%.
Bezos made it real.
Big old dong just shooting right up there to the moon to
No
fucking
shit.
impregnate the moon.
That's
The
right.
only thing that I got to credit Jeff Bezos for was making my childhood fantasies real.
What?
That and
I mean, I think that's
One-day
going to
pie
take
delivery.
further exploring.
The part where they're talking about wieners, get your wieners. That looks like a giant cock. We're selling fresh cock. They just keep going about fucking dongs and
Oh,
dildos
they just-
and shit.
That keeps
was
the meme.
hilarious.
Yeah.
What about the other guy?
Oh, wait. So there's Elon Gates is the other one.
Oh, Gates.
There's
is one
no
of them,
Elon Gates.
There's a Tim Apple.
we know
There's
of.
an Elon Gates. Elon Gates. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, that
Please,
went over.
Trigger warning.
It just
Just
went
letting
too
you
far.
guys know.
Jesus. So wait, no. So there's Bezos.
Russell Brand.
No, we're talking about like. Were we talking about like the top rich people?
Yeah,
Who's
the people that invented all this crap, like
Bill
Facebook.
Gates,
What about-
Vladimir Putin.
the Virgin Mobile guy?
Who's,
Oh yeah.
Branson.
Branson.
Yeah, Branson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Russell Branson, I think is what his name is.
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Yeah, so Richard Branson, Elon Musk, Jeff
working on
Bezos,
stuff. Shut up.
Bill Gates.
Who's the one that invented Facebook?
You just wanted a picture of my hands
Fucking
before
Mark
I choke him to
Zuckerberg.
death? Is that what
Mark
you're doing?
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one
And apparently,
who is.
Mark Zuckerberg wasn't the one who actually created Facebook. He was the one
He
who
wasn't.
helped write the code, and he stole the entire thing by patenting it before the investor did.
Yeah. So Zuckerberg is another one that's an example of like the guy's really smart, but not that great at a lot of stuff, but just knows how to fucking work the system.
He's also
Well,
a
here's the
lizard.
difference, though. Look at Mark
Say a
Zuckerberg.
lawyer?
He's a lizard.
He's a lizard. He's a lizard person.
Well, look at the difference, though, between Mark Zuckerberg and, say, Elon Musk for this example, right? So Elon Musk buys Twitter. Yeah, it's a hellhole fire right now, but let's just say that he invested into Tesla, right? And then he also starts his other company, Boring Company, and then he starts SpaceX, and then now he buys Twitter. Well, look at fucking Mark Zuckerberg. He can't even get Meta to work, and he's the code writer.
Meta is a hill he's gonna die on. It's like
It
the
is.
worst idea,
Don't
and he
use
just
my
won't let it
metaphor.
go.
Hey,
you
how
can't
much-
have that.
We
It's
just
the
looked this
worst
article up.
small encampment of dirt and grass to die on.
We just looked up the article the other day. Mike, how much do you remember about how much Facebook or Meta, the company, has lost since since Meta has come out?
It's
I
like
think it was
billions.
70% of
Jesus.
what they had invested in it. Yeah, it was a lot.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
metaverse.
It's like the spruce goose thing from The Simpsons.
They
It's
were at
just
$1
a crazy
trillion
idea.
market
Simpsons.
value. Now they're at
Yeah.
400 million.
That was
by the way.
Howard Hughes, you dipshit.
No, but The Simpsons. Yeah, but it was funny on The Simpsons. Howard Hughes is really, really sad. But The Simpsons made it funny.
So, do you hear what I said? So, they were
No.
at Facebook was at $1 trillion market value when they became Meta.
Yeah.
And then after Meta, they have a market value of $400 million.
That's not very meta of them.
Yeah, that's it's pretty sad. So, you know, it'd be funny if Elon Musk went and bought Facebook too.
Dun, dun, dun. You heard it here first, folks. Okay.
I mean, Meta is just as bad of an idea as him buying Twitter.
Well, no, I would buy it and create a monopoly and just crash Facebook.
I hate to bow out
But you
before
can't.
this is
Well,
over,
you
but
should buy
I have a
assets.
man's job and I got to get up in the morning. So this has been fun.
Well, at
Do
least you
not
got-
let this little shit sit in my seat or I will fucking come for you in the night.
Hey, well, all I gotta say
Or
about
in
that,
you.
Nate, is at least you got a fresh dress and thong to look forward to
That
when you get
doesn't
home.
Well, you know, they're
Consensual.
pretty comfortable. You should try them sometime, JD.
Well, you know, stating that I haven't tried them is probably I will never try them.
All right, guys. Everybody out there in the chat, everybody here at the table, this has been fun. I will see you next time.
Yeah, next time show up early. Yeah, how much shit did you give me when I was late that one time? That one time?
You were out getting your dick sucked. I was at work, you dipshit.
You weren't at work, you were here. Who was giving me shit when I came in late?
I was, because you fucking were here and then you left to go do something and then you took 3 hours to get back because you took a nap or went and got your fucking dick wet or something. I don't know what you were
You
doing.
got a really big odd fascination with me getting my dick wet. You want to know what it looks like?
That'll be a first.
Looks like a Jeff Bezos.
Three Bezos.
So crypto, you guys, crypto.
I literally
Crypto.
worked my 13-hour shift, went home, took a shower, came here. You're welcome. Peace.
And you're going back to work or you're going back to sleep?
Going back to work.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Well, be safe, buddy.
Later, guys.
Later, man.
My chair. My chair.
It's like the Bart Simpson episode of The Simpsons. Fucking Homer's always fucking choking out.
Have a good
Bart.
night.
Oh, that's
Well, that was unpleasant.
That was assault, you guys.
Do you want some pepper?
Nice.
Look at that. Get your own camera.
You do. Look at that.
Hi.
So, for the corporate media structure, this is Conrad. Lives in Seattle, First Avenue, address 207, something, something, something. I'll tell you the rest.
You live in Seattle?
I wouldn't say I live in Seattle.
I gotta go pee again.
Allegedly.
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 Oh, one second.
Let's see here.
Oh, look at that. Got a double camera up. That's so fancy.
Look at that. We got technology from
Picture
the
in
80s.
picture in picture.
Why does that look like the 90s background
That's
of
what I was saying.
like the America's Funniest Home Videos?
It's like
It kind of does.
fucking Saved by the Bell and shit.
We're like a game show.
Solana, what the fuck? So, breaking, Google to become Solana
What? What about Alphabet?
validator.
Bye-bye, Google.
Wait,
Google
Solana?
Cloud just became a Solana validator.
What the hell does that mean?
Solana breaking, Google Cloud becomes a Solana. I don't know what the fuck Solana validator is.
Look, you said it's becoming a freaking validator. What is it?
I don't know. Looking at the article in 2023, Google's cloud computing division, Google Cloud, announced on Saturday that it's now running a validator on the Solana blockchain and will soon add features aimed at welcoming Solana developers and node runners. Solana rose 12% on the news, changing hands around 36.8 at the time of publication.
I just like can we
I'm reading through the article right
Okay,
now, so
okay.
I don't know anything about it.
because we're in the details, but like I don't have any frame of reference.
I'm in my supreme laziness now.
You both.
Both cameras are up.
And we saw that.
Perfect.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
The 70s background.
I do what I can. What I got.
Revealed the Just running Solana.
Fine, I'll go back to doing it the real way.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, it's fine.
Is planning to
There.
bring
How about that?
Yeah, just leave it on them.
Node engine to the Solana chain in 2023. The blockchain node engine is a fully managed node hosting service run by the provider, which already supports the Ethereum blockchain. So everybody apparently is going to be running off of a handshake now based on cryptocurrency.
So we used all this technology to go back to 1800s deal making.
That's what it sounds like.
Kind of, but Ethereum blockchain is,
Just a
is
handshake,
something more or
it'll be-
less impenetrable. So meaning that if there's information you don't want people to see, granted that it's going to be on a handshake, means that each message is going to have its own cryptocurrency or what do they call that? Crypto chain, essentially.
Crypto tunnel.
So this is something. Okay, so I don't know shit about how this works. I mean, I know like the basics, but like, if cryptocurrency has a blockchain where there's always a permanent record of every transaction,
Yep.
how the fuck is there a dark web that runs on cryptocurrency? How the fuck does that work?
Well, the difference is that you can see a blockchain, you can see where it's going, but you can't necessarily hack into it or claim it as yours.
Okay.
If you own the handshake to it, then it is yours forever. But if you lose the handshake, or in this case, like, for example, those people who bought like Bitcoin back in 2008 and fucking lost their hard drive or something like that, or fucking forgot their password, if you don't get your password back, then technically you don't own that Bitcoin.
I mean, okay.
So your account would be the password in that case, and your sending the message would be the chain that it would go over.
So is there a way to track
handshake.
like the record of whoever like whatever did dark web shit, bought drugs, whatever the hell they do? Like, there's no way to like
That's what
tie
they're trying.
that.
That's what they're trying to go to. They're
Okay.
trying to figure out an easier way to be able to track people.
Okay, so it's not easy right now, is what you're saying.
No, not necessarily. IRS did come up with a cryptocurrency security office, essentially, so they can track what cryptocurrencies are being used, what for, what was bought, etc. But finding the person who owned those cryptocurrencies is a different question, because now you're geolocating people, you know, and people have VPNs, or, you know, they're actual hackers and they know how to ping off of different satellite antennas all over the world. People like that will never be found. But Joe Schmoes, who just got on the dark web for the first time and wants to buy Daddy a tank, that guy is going to get fucked.
Okay, so it is what I.
Kind
Fuck
of. It's
it,
just more of
crypto-
a secure
fuck's sake,
network.
yeah.
DLive uses blockchain. So they're actually on the Tron network. So this says that it's going to be on the Saldana network or whatever the fuck it is.
That's what Google is going to.
Solana. Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, so this whole time we're talking about Google's cloud, in order to be more like encrypted, is going to go on that
Yep.
blockchain.
Yep.
Thank fucking Christ. Okay, now I get it. Now I'm on board.
Well, and that's, you know, and you have to read through the articles to figure out what the fuck these things are about. But Solana apparently is like a cryptocurrency,
Okay.
right? And they're going to use that blockchain in order to share messages and store stuff in the cloud, because with Ethereum, there is inevitably unlimited amount of space that you can store on, versus using data servers you can store on blockchain.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
It does. It does. I'm not like fully seeing the picture, but I understand enough from what you're saying to understand what you're saying. I don't
'cause
grasp it
you're-
as deeply.
You're not owning a crypto coin that's going on to this information. You're owning the blockchain.
Yeah, okay.
So it's going on to the chain as a handshake. And on that message, like, for example, I was watching McAfee's wallet. He
Yeah.
has an Ethereum wallet. When he died, his fucking wallet started going off, which means that he started sending information once he died. And he said that he had a kill switch.
That sounds like a jumping to conclusion.
No, I watched it live.
You were there when John McAfee hit a button on a little remote control thing and
I
saw
watched
this
his
there.
wallet. I don't need to do anything like that.
But
Which either there's two things that
Oh,
could have
Dead
happened.
Man Switch. I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
they said that, you know, he was like, I'm in perfectly good health. I do not want to kill myself, blah, blah, blah. There's people that are intimidating me, and I feel fear for my life. I have a feeling that I'm not going to make it out of this. In case that happens, I have a dead man switch. So if there's a reason that I die, all the information that I have on all the events that I've been talking about will be released via my Ethereum blockchain. And the moment he died, because I was onto his, I saved his Ethereum blockchain as a bookmark, his fucking Ethereum blockchain started going off. And I think there was over 10,000 messages, or 10,000 what would look like coins essentially go through the chain, specifically on his wallet. And the only other thing that can mimic that is selling your cryptocurrency or exchanging your cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
It does. It does. I get it. So either he
So
sold it
when
or
and why? How did he die?
Well, they don't know anything about how he died, or, you know, whatever, via
He was,
speculation.
like
But
transported out of the. Did you guys watch the documentary on him? I think it was Netflix. So I know you guys probably are like,
I
man,
think I
but
watched something. I don't
he was a
remember what it
crazy person. He was a crazy person.
Well, I mean, when you have a software, you designed a software called McAfee, right? And then you're able to see 30,000 emails about government corruption, even having speculation that it's happening, but seeing it firsthand.
and you're
'cause he
100% sure he had access to all those emails.
Well, I'm just saying, he probably had a backdoor into McAfee
Probably.
since he created it and
So-
it's his last name.
But we agree that we're speculating.
Yeah, this is all speculation. I'm just saying, but there's probably a reason behind him. I mean, he could have been the one who fucking leaked all the information, for all we know. You know, because there's Edward Snowden, there's John McAfee, and then there's fucking what's his name, WikiLeaks owner.
The WikiLeaks guy. Yeah.
Julian Assange.
Yeah, Julian Assange, which
Like-
still hasn't been released yet, and he was supposed to be released last year.
But
Is he back here?
No, not yet.
yeah,
Not
but
that I
like
know of.
just watching. So like, I don't disagree with what you're saying. Like, all those guys are a little bit eccentric, but like, or maybe that's what I'm saying is those guys are super eccentric. Like watching McAfee, like he's a little out there, so I can see him making that fucking story up. But also, okay, so now this is me speculating. If he does pass away, whatever, like he actually did have a dead man switch, but he thought he'd be like, hey, I'm going to create this fucking rumor about that. Never mind. That's me speculating. Fuck it. I'm backing out
Well,
of that.
and the way that blockchains work is that you have to physically own something, right, on the blockchain in order for something to be released. So, say you have data, right, and you write those data codes as a coin, so to speak, and you send those coins off to someone else's wallet, you're going to see movement. So in order to see something like a dead man switch, you actually have to have a release. Once you don't check in or whatever, you have all this information that's backed up that just, boom, it starts moving.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop that. It's Ethereum blockchain. You can't hack into it. You can't get rid of it. You can't take it down. It's forever.
So, and I fully understand. I do understand that. But what I'm saying is just like, and I was speculating, what if no matter what if he died, he would set his finances that way to just like escape anyway, just so it could prolong his legacy of all his crazy bullshit that he does.
I mean, that's almost speculating, too, that Hitler didn't die in Germany and he actually went to Argentina, which they say that actually happened.
I'm not going to go that far, but I'm saying it's definitely speculation.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say John
yeah,
McAfee didn't die.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he sent
yeah.
the money to his other wallet, so that way he can go wherever he needs to disappear to and be able to have money somewhere else.
I
You know,
can
it's
see
no
him doing
different, you know. And like I said, it's all speculation in that case. But the whole point of Ethereum blockchain, like for example, if Dogecoin was on Ethereum blockchain, Dogecoin would be worth 10 to 20 times more than it actually is, because right now it's just kind of more of a fun coin. It can disappear within moments of time because SEC has already said that.
that. Yeah, and it's a meme coin.
Well, yeah, memes are not memes, but you know, with the SEC lawsuit against XRP, just proves that the SEC is willing to file a lawsuit against whatever cryptocurrency company, right, and then hold all their shares. Like, for example, what we've seen with Robinhood during the
the GameStop,
the GameStop shit, that they can freeze the entire market, which is
that's-
illegal to do.
That was fucked
by
up.
the way.
Yeah.
But that was to save all the investors in Wall Street.
Hedge fund bettors. What is those guys? They basically just shorted the stocks. Those guys were douchebags anyway.
Yeah, they shorted the stocks. But the biggest thing is they were trying to close GameStop, and a bunch of Reddit dudes were like, hey, we're going to invest in GameStop. So I did. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
AMC? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Fucking Dogecoin, let's do it. You know, so I bought all three of them, and then they fucking froze it so you couldn't sell at the
yep.
high point.
I remember that. I heard about that. Is what I mean.
So I ended up breaking about even on those, but Dogecoin, I ended up making way more money than I thought I was going to make on it because I had bought it a year or so ago. So my account wasn't flagged for a recent bought.
Mm-hmm.
So I sold whenever the fucking highest was, and it started dipping down below 9 cents. So I had sold it at 9 cents. It was like 9.7, then it went to 9.5, 9.2, and then I sold at 9.1. You know, 0.9.1.
Yeah.
So 9.1, and then I think it was like the next day, like at 12.40 something, it went up to 73 cents or 77 cents at its prime. Had I sold, I mean, obviously I'd have a decent amount of cash, but
So where's Bitcoin in all this?
so Bitcoin is also something similar to a meme coin, right? It got a lot of popularity through.
I remember when it was cheap, and now it's worth a fortune.
Well, yeah, but like I said, it got all its popularity through the dark web because for the while that was the longest, oldest cryptocurrency that was there, and a lot of people learned how to mine Bitcoin because it was the oldest and longest there. So they figured out that if you had the best processors and graphics cards, that you can sit there and have all these computers, and granted that your bill would go up, right, but you'd have a bunch of miners that'd be able to mine Bitcoin or whatever And then what they started doing was that a lot of these people here on the dark web started buying drugs and information.
Yeah, and there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin as well. There's not.
Yeah.
It's not like
That makes sense.
money that you can just keep on printing. There's only a certain amount of blockchains, and I think it's like 21 billion Bitcoins. And then once they're gone, once they're claimed, they're gone. You can't mine them anymore. So
Well, and that's and that's also another thing too. It's like, for example, let's just say we were to take a drill, right, and we were drilled down to the center of the earth. Eventually, it gets so hard that you'd have to get a better tip, some kind of
tip.
metal or whatever that we don't have yet, right? And
I
be
see
able
what
to
you're saying,
dig
but I
down
think
deeper and deeper.
What Mike is saying is it doesn't go deeper because that's a mathematical equation, so it stops at a certain point.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that there's only a mathematical equation that a computer will end up at. So your maximum population for a computer stops at that number. Now,
Yeah.
if this was quantum computers, however, that number continues.
So it's not based on the limitation of how the blockchain was written, but it's just like the total amount of calculations that current computers can
No, I
do.
think part of it too is it takes more and more power to get those remaining coins because
Yep.
already I don't know if it's
how
21 billion or 21 million
How do you
coins or
mine
something like that.
something that isn't real.
But there's already like
make computers do calculations.
there's only
Yeah.
a few left.
It's mathematical
They have to.
equations.
It's basically like you have to have it hack basically or create. I don't know the full details.
It's a
of it.
batch file.
It's-
essentially is what it is.
It's a
know about you.
calculation of like a mathematical problem,
I don't
and
think
the more
I
you get
have
the answer correct by whatever the system is, then that's like okay, that's one coin. You can move on to the next.
I used to have a BTT batch file on my computer so I can mine BTT,
Yeah,
which is BitTorrent. For a lot of people who don't know about cryptocurrencies, BitTorrent was around like way back in the Napster days. That's what you used was BitTorrent in order to get your free songs back in the 90s and shit like that. So
Not Metallica though.
not Metallica though. And if you did, you just were very careful about how you used it and where you downloaded it to. So normally when you find or mine Napster or whatever, and you get Metallica, you play it at the library, and they get hit, and you walk away scot free. So, but that's because they didn't have the technology back then in the 90s to be able to track a fucking IP through a library, fucking government access computer, essentially.
Who's still watching this? If you're in the chat, say hello. Let us know you're here.
BitTorrent still works.
Yeah, BitTorrent still works. So
good as
that's
it
what I
ever
was
did.
saying about
We have to use a
DLive.
VPN though.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying about
Yeah.
DLive was DLive is backed off of BitTorrent, and what happened is the owner sold what is it called Tron, right? So it sold it to his son Tron, Justin. I'm sorry. So the owner of Tron is Justin, and the owner of DLive is another guy. And what they did was they ran DLive, which is a streaming service just like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, off of blockchain, just like Google's trying to switch to Solana, right?
Okay.
And the reason why that is because you have more of a secured network, so you don't have drop frames as much. You can reach the audience that you need to. Your videos stay longer. You have better quality, all that kind of stuff, because it can save more information on that blockchain that you're on. Well, what happened was that they switched the term of BTT to old BTT, so it's OBTT. So everybody who staked into BTT essentially are going to lose their ass if they don't take their stake in from DLive.
Hi, Mrs. Berry's boys. Yeah, I think you're the only one watching.
Yeah,
now.
there's a lot to understand about it, but essentially blockchain is kind of more or less a better way to stream, better way to send information because it's more secure, if that makes any sense.
it does. I just have nothing to add.
So how do you
no.
not get tracked if you want to buy some
You'll get
Bitcoin? is
you'll
what I'm
get
saying.
tracked. Yeah, you'll get tracked because a lot of that stuff. I mean, especially like Cash App, for example, you can buy Bitcoin from Cash App, but you're taxed. So, and then they, like I said, IRS actually has a crypto. What do they call it? Department essentially that they can track all crypto purchases now. So they know who's buying and selling. What they don't know is who bought and sold previously. So if those coins all of a sudden wake up and then move hands, and then you buy drugs or you buy information or you put a hit on someone, or you're gambling on the dark web, or you're buying illegal weapons that you shouldn't be buying, that's when they're going to be able to track you. But as long as you don't touch those coins or do nefarious things with them, they can't track you with them. So, yeah. But as far as cryptocurrencies, man, I think that Ethereum is definitely going to be the way to go. I wouldn't invest in Bitcoin for sure.
Now
It's
that we're
just-
giving anybody any investment advice.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, as far as future purposes, I definitely, if you want to invest in Bitcoin invest in the short term. Don't invest in the long term because, I mean, for example,
It's pretty
Bitcoin's
volatile.
Bitcoin's at 21,000 now. It could be at, 36 tomorrow, but then drop down to 19 the next day and you'll lose your ass and lose your home and whatever. I think, what was it, Robinhood that caused a 17-year-old that was in college to kill himself because they sent him a message in error saying that he was $787 million in debt because of one of his investments had crashed. So he killed himself before Robinhood had actually corrected the message.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing about that as well.
Oh, yeah, it was just an error. Like an error.
So
Like 19,000 or something. Was it more?
Oh, it was
in the millions.
Millions,
Yeah.
okay.
Millions. Yeah, this kid knew that his whole fucking life was gone once he saw that.
Yeah.
Sounds like wrongful death
I
suit.
remember something about that. Like I don't remember what the outcome was, but it was it's clearly their fault. Like it was an error.
Over.
Any new gun laws?
I haven't paid attention lately. None of them are great. Hopefully we get some things repealed.
Yeah, the Supreme Court's not falling for their ATS BS of making up their own rules, and have walked them back on that a little bit.
Good.
Yes,
Repeal them.
that's a win.
Sorry, it was thousands. Let me correct that. It was 730,000, not million. I thought it was million.
Still a
Price of a
shit
house.
ton of money.
So this article comes from Forbes here. A 20-year-old Robinhood customer dies by suicide after seeing a 730,000 negative balance, and this all comes from Robinhood. The note found on his computer by his parents on June 12, 2020 asked a simple question. How was a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned almost $1 million worth of leverage? The tragic message was written by Alexander E. Kearns, a 20-year-old student at the University of Nebraska, home from college and living with parents in Naperville, Illinois. Earlier that day, Kearns took his own life. Robinhood founders have since responded to Kearns' death by suicide, pledging major changes to their platform, especially around options trading. So it says, like so many others, Kearns took
Because that'll make it up, right? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't really undo the past there, but you can definitely make something right with a family at least, but you can't replace a life. So, like so many others, Kearns took up stock investing during the pandemic, signing up for the millennial-focused brokerage firm Robinhood, which offers commission-free trading, a fun and easy-to-use mobile app, and even awards new customers free shares of stock. During the first quarter of 2020, Robinhood added a record 3 million new accounts to its platform. I was one of them. As COVID-19 stock market swung wildly, Kearns had begun experimenting, trading options. His final note, filled with anger towards Robinhood, says that he had no clue what he was doing. Yeah. So let's see. It's a screenshot from Kearns' mobile phone right here. Investing $16,176.14.
And negative 700.
Wow.
Can confirm they did reach out. The family isn't ready to speak yet since they can't release account details. Here's the screenshot.
And it was all like just a rounding error or something wrong with the math, right?
Yeah, it was an error on Robinhood's part.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's
But
sad.
hey, they're going to do better. That's what they said. So that's all the family needs to know. They're going to try. They're going to do better.
Yeah, that's bizarre, man. There's many stories like that has happened around the world just from miscommunications or, just malfeasance. And, a lot of people have taken their lives, unfortunately. So it's nice to always do your research on whatever you're looking for and to make sure you double check before you think about taking the last option out. I would definitely think so.
I agree.
So, how's everybody doing today? What'd you guys all do this weekend or last weekend?
I streamed here with you guys.
I think I was here for that.
Yeah, you were here for that.
What about you, Conrad?
Probably sat on my ass and watched YouTube and then trolled you guys through the chat.
Yeah, that's probably what he did.
That's fair. Adam, what about you?
I can barely remember yesterday, let alone last weekend.
That's fair. What about you?
I was talking to you guys.
Oh yeah, he was on too. So I guess we know where everybody was.
Yeah.
I was also surfing YouTube though.
There's just so much fun shit on there. It's like I'm mad because it's like I don't watch just like stupid like people falling on their face videos. I love like history and like science stuff. So it's just like it's chock full of
I
that.
watch a lot of documentaries.
Same here, man. There's a lot of cool film studio, like not film studio, but like filmmaker.
Independent film stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean like people who like they basically take you through film school. Like they'll take a clip of a movie that was awesome. They'll tell you what they did and how they did it and all that stuff. Like that stuff fascinates me too.
So here's another interesting story by The Guardian. China unswerving zero COVID rules see no let up. So they've still been in lockdown this entire time, which is crazy. And some people have actually reported like videos from their homes and stuff in China where they're actually locked in. Police have put a metal bar across their entire home and put a padlock on there so they cannot leave their house.
I've seen that, and basically like in airports, people get put in like these roller cages. Like as soon as like, oh, you're positive, so like they roll you out of the airport. I think they shut down their Disneyland most recently because of that. But yeah, that I've seen the stuff you're talking about.
They
That's
roll
nuts.
you out in a cage.
It's like this weird, almost circus cart of plastic, and you know, so it's got the tarp over it, and the people sitting inside of it, and like they roll you out.
Wow.
I
So
saw
look at
one
this,
photo.
Look at this picture right here too. I mean, this is how they test you in China. Stick their arm through a fully covered vent here to be able to test you because they don't want to be near you.
But they're also super densely populated, and they have a much larger
And
population.
they know what their virus will do.
God damn it!
Of course they do. They created it.
Allegedly.
China.
China.
The China virus.
Goodness.
You know, I'm actually hoping for more content, so I'm really hoping that Trump's just going to come back to Twitter for one day. Just say, what's up, fuckers?
I think Elon said that he's not going to reinstate him before the 2022.
Didn't see that. I've seen that it could be as soon as next week.
I just meant which tracks, right? Because when's election? On the 8th?
Super Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, I think he basically... I saw something that
After
it
the
said...
8th,
After the
probably,
8th, yeah.
That makes sense.
And I've also seen, too, on Trump's True Social page, too, that he has no interest in coming back to Twitter. So, I mean, whether or not his account gets unbanned and he comes on there anyway just to fuck with people.
Conrad, you love Donald Trump.
Oh, just please don't. Just please don't. Please don't get me started.
Oh, please. Go ahead.
Please, let's not. So. I was gonna go to my go-to joke, like crypto, but we talked for like an hour about crypto, and I'm just like, I'm done with crypto.
Was your life better 4 years ago than it is today?
I also like how Conrad is piping up now that Nate is gone.
He was right in my face. It's just like he was in my entire periph. What am I supposed to do? He's got long, skinny arms. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, man.
How's everybody doing tonight? Chat, you doing good? I noticed we lost a lot of viewers. I think YouTube totally fucking crashed.
Did it really?
Shit.
Yeah.
Sick.
YouTube requires a upstream. Oh no, it says still streaming. It requires an upstream bitrate that's ridiculous compared to Twitch. Twitch only requires like 2,000 kilobits per second. YouTube wants 4,500. So they want 45 megabits up.
That's only double.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's only double. Come on.
Yeah.
Just try a little harder. Come on.
Okay, here's another article by the Guardian, too. Climate activists glue themselves to frames of 2 Goya paintings in Madrid.
These guys suck.
I've heard about this.
These guys suck. They throw. There was this Onion article that said, what is it? World hunger activists are pouring oil on pelicans to protest those guys wasting soup. Because they're throwing soup at paintings for. It's an Onion article. It was funny.
God.
I love the ones that glued themselves to the floor in the Porsche dealership.
That shit was funny.
And then they're all upset because they've glued themselves to the floor and Porsche just shut off the lights and shut off the air conditioning and heating, and they're like, well, they didn't give us anything to use the bathroom in. It's like, so? That's what you get for gluing yourself to the floor.
What was that all about anyway?
They're protesting climate change.
So they're going to destroy artwork?
Yeah, apparently.
I saw a video of these like two girls, and they were at some art museum, and they just sprayed like ketchup all over a painting.
Which is funny because I think all of those paintings actually have like a protective glass around them anyway.
do. Because I saw another.
You
another
basically
video of that.
did nothing.
Yeah, I saw another video with that same painting.
Yeah.
Like a worker comes over like an hour later, and they just wipe it off, and it's fine.
And they glued themselves to the wall too, didn't they?
I think there was the same ones. Yeah.
What, the workers?
No,
The two girls. That,
the two activists that were in there. The other one was a scientific community, and they glued themselves to the floor.
You should glue them to the inside of a cell.
No, you have the right to protest. I'm not against that, but don't.
Not to destroy property like that.
Well, no. I mean, obviously, in the museums, they didn't get to destroy anything because everything's sealed up. In the Porsche dealership, they just shut the lights off and left for the day and said, well,
Good night.
good night.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to give you a porta potty.
No, hell no.
We're not going to give you a drink of water.
Oh, man.
So I just found out a weird fact today when I was watching one of my documentaries.
Oh, yeah?
And that was that between the time that the first airplane flew in 1994, none of the airlines made a single penny profit.
In 1994?
Yep. From that time up to 1994, because that's when the documentary was made.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the airline companies hadn't made any profits?
I'd never made any profits. They didn't start making them until after that, for some reason.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
That's kind of...
Fake news.
Or it's
That might be
subsidies.
fake.
Could be subsidies from the government, too. You know, Department of Transportation. You might be getting
I'm not
subsidies
sure.
that way.
I didn't get to watch the whole thing because I left and came here, but it's waiting for me to get back, and I'll find out more details about it. I thought that was pretty off the wall. You know, and it wasn't one of these junk fake news. It was a documentary. Maybe it was a junk documentary. I don't know.
How's our 10th episode so far? Is it good? Is it riveting? Is it fantastic information that none of you wanted?
Our one viewer.
Yeah.
Who's that?
No, I think we have 2 viewers.
Is Barb still there?
2 whole viewers. Yeah, I think she's still there.
Hi, Barb.
So I brought up the article for you there, Conrad. So maybe you can talk about it, elaborate it for you.
Man. What's up? What happened?
Here's the article for you.
The Pelicans.
Yeah, that. I just thought that was... Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh,
Tell me that's not
Jeez.
hilarious.
So this is by The Onion.
Yeah, The Onion's satirical.
And it was published October 28th, by the way. And as you can tell, these look superimposed here. But it says World Hunger activists throw oil on pelican to protect climate activists
it now.
wasting soup.
That's
just
awesome.
It's
so
funny.
The Guardian is who owns the Guardian?
The Guardians, I think that's a BBC publication.
I think
isn't
it is British.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a
So
UK
BBC's
publication.
not really that reputable either. You know,
It's
I
definitely.
can't speak to that. I
like
can't.
CNN,
Well, it's-
MSNBC.
It's not. No,
BBC.
it's not that. It's definitely.
NPR.
It's British. I don't think it's. There's actually like a chart that said all of the major news outlets. The which ones swing left, which ones swing right, which ones are moderate. And
the Guardian's definitely on the left side.
I would
what I
not
thought.
disagree. I would not disagree. But there's also on that same graph they had is how many people just kind of make shit up for their audience and how many people just report this is what we heard and we checked it out as best as we could. So there's a whole thing about that.
So Go Media is who owns The Onion. It's an American holding company that runs Gizmodo,
Kotaku.
Jalopnik, Deadspin, Lifehacker,
They bought Jalopnik?
Jezebel, The Root, The AV Club, The Takeout, The Onion, The Inventory. Geo was formed in April 2019 with Great Hill Partners, a private equity firm. Purchased the websites from Univision for $20.6 million. Prior to the sale, the former Gawker Media properties had operated as Gizmodo Media Group after acquired by the Univision following the conclusion of the Balia versus Gawker lawsuit and the subsequent bankruptcy in 2016.
I remember stuff about that, like somebody defamed someone or basically outed them or something weird, and that became this whole thing because of Gawker Media. I don't remember the details, but it was this crazy thing with the CEO.
And former Forbes executive Jim Spanfeller became the CEO of Go Media. Interesting.
But yeah, Onion is definitely like it leans left, but it's funny. It's funny.
The Guardian does too, right?
The Guardian's not satirical.
It's not satirical.
I know.
But it leans not as yeah. It kind of does. It kind of does. But don't like the right also has a really funny thing like the Onion. I
Fox?
forgot. No.
Oh no.
The Babylon Bee.
The Babylon Bee.
The New
Like, I'm
Yorker?
sorry, but that shit is funny too. Like, I respect, like, just top, like, not top level, but just like highbrow. Like, when they do highbrow, and it's just like, okay, you know what? That's funny. I got to give it to you. Like, I respect that.
Some of the things that I used to watch when I was a kid on TV would not be acceptable and are not acceptable today, I guess.
Dude,
You
Bugs
had TV as a kid?
Bunny.
I was gonna say Bugs Bunny is kind of like I watched that. I learned English watching Bugs Bunny when I moved to the States, but
Really?
like
That explains some things.
it sure does. I mean, there's a lot of
Silly
things.
rabbit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things they did back then that wouldn't fly today either. Yeah,
No, it's duck season.
They-
No, it's wabbit season. No, it's duck season.
and then they referred to Japanese as Japs. With the round glasses. buck
they
teeth.
did. I'm not gonna go that far, but like yes,
Yeah,
they
they
definitely they went all over the place with that. Yeah,
Then there's-
it wouldn't fly today. Yeah,
There's the Jeffersons, All in the Family.
All in the Family. So was All in the
Sanford
Family,
and Son.
and Jefferson's was a spinoff of All in the Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The black version.
Yeah.
So I got a good
I thought that
article
was hilarious.
for you from the New Yorker here. So apparently, Twitter employees forced to sign affidavits swearing they think Elon Musk is cool.
What?
Fact check.
That's the definition of a satirical
That's gotta be. What is that?
headline.
What
So
is
this is the New Yorker.
It could be satire.
It's definitely satire.
It's gotta be satire.
Satire to the left.
Says under the threat of imminent termination, Twitter employees are being required to sign an affidavit asserting that they think Elon Musk is cool. The affidavit, which specifies that Musk is a cool individual and extremely fun, must be signed, notarized, and returned to the Twitter headquarters by the end of business on Friday.
No way.
In addition to
news.
starting,
No way, dude.
in addition to starting the new Twitter boss is cool, the affidavit specifies several examples of extremely cool things that Musk has done.
Yeah, this sounds
He
like
has
some.
done some cool things.
That's basically like
Face it.
North Korea propaganda. Like, how? No. Elon is kind of messed up, but he's not like Kim Jong Un or whatever the hell messed up. Like, he's not that.
He's not Jeff Bezos messed up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a fine line.
Well, we are kind of starting to come up to the end of the show. Is there anything, Dan, Adam, you want to bring up?
Vote.
Yeah, get out and vote, people. I don't care who you vote for or what side you're
I
on.
won't tell you not to vote for Patty Murray.
Huh?
I won't tell you not to vote for Patty Murray.
Yeah, but
That's the beauty.
Don't
We
vote
all
for
get to
Patty
choose
Murray.
who we vote for.
That's what it's all about.
but the thing is turnout. I mean, people just need to go fucking vote.
Yeah, but it's fucking mail ballot, so how hard is that?
I know. So vote.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I checked my mail, man. I don't know. I'm kidding. Shit.
Don't worry, someone will just vote for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Adam, you got anything? Anything that grinds your gears?
What can you tell us that's been fun and exciting about your job? We still haven't specified
Nothing.
about what specific job Adam does, so we probably won't. But that's
secret.
that's up for Adam
It's
there.
top secret. I do have security clearance, but for legal reasons, no, I don't.
He's a state employee.
He's in the import-export business.
Yep.
Importing and
That's
exporting
in the undertaking
lives.
business.
He's got an explosive
Freedom.
certificate.
I
That was the undertaking
export
or-
people's lives.
Dan, you got anything?
Not really. No. I learned what what do they call that thing? An atmospheric river was.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those over the last couple of years.
What's that?
So an atmospheric river is basically
We just lost half of it.
We're fine. It'll come back.
it's basically
There
It is.
an atmospheric river is the same amount of water that you would get from a river, but out of the atmosphere. So when we have an atmospheric river, for the most part, the ones we had last year where we got a lot of the flooding and stuff, there was more water being released from the atmosphere in Washington than there was coming out of the mouth of the, was it the Mississippi River?
Oh, okay. What? Okay, I didn't know that, but like what you're saying makes sense. So we're getting more rainfall than snowfall, whatever. Because
No, it's basically a monsoon. Our version of a monsoon is an atmospheric river.
And it's shaped like a river if you look at
Yeah,
it.
if you look
shit.
at yeah.
like
says-
just the rain patterns.
Yeah.
It says by definitions that atmospheric rivers are streams of moisture that are typically thickest at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, often stretching thousands of miles from the deep tropics to the mid-latitudes. In this case, some of the humidity can be traced all the way back some 8,000 miles to near Guam and the North Mariana Islands.
Oh shit! So this is like global. It's not just in the Washington State area.
No, it affects us specifically. It affects the West Coast specifically.
Pacific Ring
Now,
style.
what's interesting is I've taken ground school and all of that.
Now go back to the top
Never heard of it
where
till yesterday or day before.
no, go back to the top where it's showing the frame by frame. Yeah, so that's what an atmospheric will end up looking like. Atmospheric
dope.
river.
I have heard that.
And we get hit with last year we got hit with like 6 of them, which is crazy.
That's nuts.
I like the ones that hit when we went camping that time.
That one sucked.
That was a bad
I
one.
had fucking water in my tent.
That's not where water goes.
That was more
No.
than a river. That was a Great Lake.
Yeah. Oh, the river even rose that night too. Hi, Webster, Brianna. No, atmospheric rivers. We do get them. We got a lot of them last year, and it definitely made things wet, moist. China.
Oh mercy.
But we did get, I mean, at least we didn't have to worry as much about, droughts. So,
Forest fires.
We did have the fires though. Like I was up and around and was just like, why is everything orange? And my friends were watching like the Mariners Astros game and they're like, why are the cameras in your stadium shitty? I'm like, they're not. We had a fire because everything was cloudy.
yeah, no, it got real bad. It's weird because we didn't get summer until like,
Really late.
yeah, it was a late summer that it started up here. Because it had been late June that we finally started getting warm weather. It had rained up until that point, and then all summer it didn't rain at all. It was pretty crazy. But luckily the fires are out now.
All of them?
I'm pretty sure. With the rain we've got in the last 2 to 3 weeks, yeah. I mean, my water tank's full already, that first one.
Wow.
I have a second one I haven't installed yet.
How do you sanitize that to use as water? Or do you use it as potable water or like drinking water?
No, it'll have to be distilled, and it'll have to have stuff added to it and everything. But
you hang
it's
on to
primarily for, just watering, crops and watering
Oh,
the
okay.
chickens, It's,
So you don't use it for like in the house for your family.
no, it could be an emergency use. There would just have to be things done to it to make it that way. Yeah.
Boil it and strain it. Drain the bugs out.
Add some whiskey to
No,
it.
there's no bugs. 'Cause
Add some whiskey to it. There we go.
my gutters are covered, so there's nothing in there other than water. So
So I think the last article for tonight we'll bring up is from NDTV. It says scientists discover massive ocean near Earth's core, and I think we've talked about this in the past, where it says,
yeah, last podcast.
yeah, scientists have discovered a reservoir of water 3 times the volume of the oceans beneath the Earth's surface, according to an international study. The water has been found between the transition zone of the Earth's upper and lower mantle. So it's pretty interesting to think about that, because we have a bunch of different water streams coming in. Ones that kind of dictate the weather that's going to be on top of the surface.
Oh, that's a good one right there.
I thought it was too hot.
And this
down
was
there,
no,
yeah, you would think it'd be boiling.
Yeah,
Webster
steam.
Brana just posted. What's everyone's takes on some conspiracy theories? Anyone else believe in Bigfoot or Sasquatch? I know that there's a huge Bigfoot fan in the room here.
Danny, is that you?
It's me.
It's
See what?
It's Adam.
Are
yeah.
you serious? Are you,
Fort Lock, Alaska.
I've
I'll
had
say no
several
more.
Bigfoot experiences.
you've had experiences. Can you elaborate on some? Like,
So I've been on.
Where are you from originally? So
I am
let's-
originally from Indiana, which there's not a lot of forest down there. But I've been to a couple different states and areas where there are more Bigfoot sightings. There's a fuck ton up here because there's so many forests and shit. But one specifically that will hold dear in my heart and my mind. It was right before I left home for the job that I'm currently doing, me and him went down to an area near Mammoth Cave down in Kentucky. And it was just me and him. And it was during the daytime. We went way, way out in the park. And there was this like little trail you go down for like a few miles. And there's just like this old church. Like one of the big open ones where there's still all pews and stuff. It's just one big room. And there was one of those way out there. And then there's a cemetery off to the side of it. And this was like fallish, somewhere in the fall. But we started going down this trail down past the church. And we're doing like Bigfoot calls, which is like there's whoops, there's hollers, and then there's like tree knocking.
Yeah, tree knocking.
You mean like sounds you hear or sounds you make to call them
So
out?
it's sounds they make and sounds you can make
Okay.
to get their attention, or that's how they communicate along with tree knocks. And like a whoop, it's literally just like whoop, but you just do it really loud. And then a howl or a holler or like a scream. You just start out and you just go woo, and you just get louder.
Yeah.
And it just gets more drawn out, and that's their main vocal way of communicating.
I would lose my shit if I heard any of that in the woods at night. Like,
no.
fuck it, I'm out.
Oh no, this story gets beautiful. It gets so much better.
Go on.
But there's also tree knocks, and
Yeah.
there's certain like so many knocks or whatever can mean certain things. But like, and my first time ever going out, for an example of a tree knock, first time ever going out was me, my dad, and a more well-known Bigfoot expeditioner that has some fame to him, stuff like that. And we went out with him personally on a little private thing out. Oh, where were we at? I think also in Kentucky somewhere. But we went out with him and we just met him off the park, and we just drove back to an area with him, and we were getting out of our cars, getting our stuff together, getting ready to go. And then as we're sitting there way out in the distance, you just hear,
Fuck that.
oh, it was my first time out. It was pitch black outside, and I'm still like 18, 19 or 20. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
And it wasn't people with your crew just fucking with you.
No, it was just the three of us.
Oh shit. Okay.
And we were so far out from like the nearest anything. Like the nearest McDonald's was at least 20 miles away. That's how far out we were. But anyway, back to this main story. So we started going down this trail, and when we first pull up, there's a bunch of deer everywhere. So we're like, oh, that's cool. So at least there's wildlife out here. But
and it's dark at this time?
no, it's like afternoon time.
Afternoon,
So
okay.
it's middle of the day.
Okay.
But we start walking down this trail, and we're just doing tree knocks here and there. We're doing a whoop here and there. And then my dad had a little recorder, so he could record things that maybe we didn't hear or we did hear, whatever it may be. And we're just going down this trail. We go down this trail probably 3-4 miles, maybe, just a nice little walk. And at one point, I'm in front of my dad, maybe like 15, 20 feet. And for to paint the picture of where the area, it was this trail. It was kind of a narrow trail off to the left. The cemetery was just going down. Off to the right, it dropped into a valley and then came back up. There's a little couple series of valleys, but we're way, way, way out there. And there's no one else out there. Like, there's no way.
It's no way. Okay, got it. Got it.
But it's just me and him. Like I said, I'm 15, 20 feet in front of him. And I kind of go off to the side of the trail right before it drops off. And this whole time we're walking down, we just hear heavy footsteps like following us. And there's leaves everywhere. So you can hear like the shuffling of the leaves and shit. And like we would stop a few times. It'd walk a little bit more, and then it just stopped. We'd walk and we'd hear it coming up next to us again. But we couldn't see down the valley because it kind of went out and then it just dropped and then like came way back out. But we're doing, like I said, we're doing call stuff here and there, and we're kind of hearing like tree knocks back and forth. But at one point, like I said, I'm off the trail 15, 20 feet from my dad, and I do a little howl, like a little woo, and I do that. And then 10 seconds later, if that, I just heard a growl, like, and I felt it in my chest. And my dad can attest to this, and he has before. I was standing, and I'm a decent sized guy, like I'm tall, but all he sees is me just almost fall back. I jumped back like 5 feet, almost fell over, turned around, looked at him, and he said I looked as white as a ghost. And he goes, what just happened? I said, something fucking growled. And he's like, okay. And anytime we would tell that story to other Bigfoot hunters or whatever, and my dad would always say he looked genuinely scared. Like, he actually looked scared. But that was the thing. And then when we started going, we went back a little bit, like maybe another quarter mile forward.
How
and
close do you think it was?
It had to be within 100 feet.
Oh,
Had to be. Like, I felt the growl in my chest. Like, you know, if you're like at a concert or something, and
Yeah,
the bass
the
is just, that's what I felt it in my chest. Like, I felt my rib cage just rumble, and I was like, I don't like that at all. So I jumped back, terrified, and he was like, let's just go a little bit more. I'm like, fuck that. I'm scared. No. But we go up a little bit more, and then we're like, all right, let's turn around. So we start heading back, and then at one point, we got closer back to the church, and there's like a little circle gravel road back there. So we're just kind of there, just doing like last minute calls, tree knocks, whatever. And at one point we started hearing more than just one. We heard the one that was close to us in the valley. We heard one off this way. We heard one off that way. And then we heard one way behind us on the other side of the cemetery. And me and my dad, I didn't think about it until he said something. He goes, there's more than one. And they don't like that we're here.
Fuck.
Time to go.
Yeah. we were there maybe 5-10 more minutes, and then we're like, no, we're done.
And were you guys like did you get, obviously, like, you brought some rifles or some type of protection? Nothing? You just went hiking? And you guys knew this was like an area supposedly that
It was like a public park area.
Oh, okay. So you guys didn't know you'd be finding this, but you were just kind of hey, why not?
Like, we knew we'd probably find something.
Okay,
'cause
okay.
Before we went there, excuse me, he'd looked up like reports in that area, and he was like, this is a high reported area, so we'll try here. And there was another time at that same park, completely different area near a lake. There was just a little walkway around this lake, all the way around it. And we're on like way on the back side of it, because on the front side there's a little like parking area, and the road's right there, like the main road. But we're way on the back side of it. It's probably about a mile away from the road or so. And it goes out from this corner, goes out, and then it just drops. Like, it's a whole valley just right there. It's dropped out for a while. And we're just sitting there again, middle of the day. And me and my dad are out there, and we're separated a bit. I'm probably another 20, 30 feet in front of him, and he's behind me. And we're still on this little like wooden pathway. And I'm just looking out. We're just doing little whoops, because there was other people around there, so we didn't want to, like, everyone be like, "The hell are these guys doing, you weirdos?"
So there were other people out.
Yes,
Okay.
but there was no one near us, like within
Gotcha.
eyesight. But we knew there was other people there.
And probably no other human being who could growl so loud that like you feel it like a bass pump in your chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, this was a whole separate area.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we're looking off to where there's not trails back there. It's just woods. And I'm looking off this way, and like I do a whoop, and he'll do a little tree knock just to, if there is something there, make it be like, oh, hey, sup, man? We're here. We're friendly kind of thing. And I'm just looking out, and I just see this massive just figure that's just black, and it just from behind a tree pokes out, walks out, and then just disappears. Like, and it comes out and then back and then just disappeared over that little valley. And the funny thing is, the whole time I'm like, Dad, come here. And he's like, what? And he gets up there, and he like starts like trolleying up there. I'm like, slow down. I'm like, chill out. Hold on. And then he gets up there. I was like, right there. It was this tall, and it went this way and then disappeared. And he was like, oh shit, that's cool. And then later he was talking to this other Bigfoot expeditionist that has a little bit more of a name for himself. And I told him this story, and he goes, wait, you guys were where? And then we said, oh, we were at this lake. And he goes, you want to hear something crazy? And we're all like, sure.
At this point, why not?
I'm like, what you got? And he goes, so I was with, I think it was like a middle school, like girls, like softball team or something. Anyway. And he was like, I was with these, I was Girl Scouts or something like that. Anyway. But he was out with this group of little girls, and they were on this exact same path we were at. And he was trying to do calls and hollers and whoops, and Tree Knox was getting nothing, just nothing at all. And he said he does something that he's never done, because for Bigfoot, that's like a just like, no shit, come here, I need help kind of thing. It's when you do a tree knock 10 times really fast. So you just like 10, just super fast. And apparently for Bigfoot, that's a distress call for other Sasquatch. So he did that, just ding, 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 really fast and hard on this tree. He said not even a minute later, like way down the trail, he just hears on this wooden pathway, and it sounded big and heavy. So he came back the next day and tried to do it himself. Like he'd jump onto it, and he was telling us, he goes, I'm about 250, 260 pounds. I jumped on it and it barely made a noise. He's like, so for something to jump on this wooden path and make a noise and it be very loud, it had to be a big fucking thing. But apparently this same Bigfoot, they had a name for it. His nickname was Big Mo.
Oh, fuck.
Because he's a big motherfucker. So he was asking me, he's like, what did it look like when you saw it? I was like, oh, it was probably about this tall. It was like almost jet black hair, big ass broad shoulders. And he goes, that's Big Mo. And I'm like, who? He was like, that's the Bigfoot of this area. We call him Big Mo. He's like, we think there's Big Mo and like 2 or 3 juveniles, which was like younger Bigfoot.
And he's got black fur. That's interesting. That's new.
There's several different types of Bigfoot.
I don't follow. First of all, that's a hell of a couple stories. Like, that was badass. Like, that was cool. But like, yeah, I don't know shit. Like, I know there's like Harry and the Hendersons. That's my entire thing. Like, that's Bigfoot. Yeah, I don't know shit else about that. And
I grew up in Alaska where there's a lot of sightings up there too, but I've never seen one.
Yeah.
And so it's not. I thought it was isolated to the Pacific Northwest, but you're saying Kentucky? Fucking Kentucky.
There's tons all over the country.
Oh, yeah. Probably because of like what, the Appalachians? Is that what it is?
Yeah, mainly like Appalachian, Smokies, and obviously up here with like all the mountain ranges and woods up here. But there's even some down in like Florida and Georgia, because there was a family friend of ours from like southern Indiana ish, like Kentucky area. They had one. They called it Whistling Jack.
Don't they call it
swamp ape monster is what's down in Florida. Swamp ape.
So like, all I'm thinking of is Swamp Thing. Like so go on.
So the one they call swamp ape, it's because it smells just awful. Like, I used to watch Bigfoot shows all the time when I was younger, because my dad was always into that stuff. But there was one down in like Florida, Georgia area where there's more swamps, and they called it the swamp ape. And one story I remember is there was these 2 guys out hunting, and they were out for a deer or something, and at one point the air just smelled awful.
They call them skunk apes too sometimes.
Yeah. But they're like, the air just got terribly smelled, and then like not long after just disappeared. Like it was nothing. It was never even there. And so they call it skunk ape, swamp ape, whatever. Or another one, the Whistling Jack. They call it Whistling Jack because it whistles.
Today I learned, man. I didn't know any of these like striations of
got
Bigfoot
space
lore.
between its front teeth.
I can't do the teeth whistle thing.
So I lied. I found another cool article. This one is by physics.org. Egg whites can be transformed into material capable of filtering microplastics from seawater. So from what I understand here is that they're able to take the egg whites themselves, and they've said a couple different things about them where they can when they're freeze-dried and heated to 900 degrees Celsius in an environment without oxygen, create a structure of interconnected strands of carbon fibers and sheets of graphene. In a paper published August 24th in Materials Today, Arnold and his co-authors showed that the resulting materials can remove salt and microplastics from seawater with 98% to 99% efficiency, respectively. It says the egg whites even worked if they were fried on the stove first or whipped, said Seamus Osden, first author of the paper. Osden is a former postdoctoral research associate at the Princeton Center for Complex Materials and now a scientist at RMCO Research Center. While regular store-bought egg whites were used in initial tests, Osden said other similar commercially available proteins produce the same results. And he says the eggs are cool because we can all connect to them and they are easily to get, but you want to be careful about competing against the food cycle, said Arnold, because other proteins are also worked. The material can potentially be produced in large quantities relatively cheaply and without impacting the food supply.
Oh, speaking of, I've got eggs if anybody wants some eggs.
And it says one next step for researchers
Figure I'd pedal that while I'm here.
is refining the fabrication process so it can be used in water purification on larger scales.
That's insane. Like, that's awesome. Like, they're using that's bioengineering. That's super cool.
Well, yeah.
Who comes up with that? Who's like, let me stick an egg in 900 degrees of heat and figure that shit out?
Well, I think they've tested it, 100, 200 process of elimination type
sense.
thing until they were able to replicate whatever was going on there. And I mean, if you're able to use egg whites as a purification system because it creates graphene and carbon, that's fucking awesome. Because
Yeah.
I know, I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but many people have taken a hard-boiled egg essentially and put it over a flame. And then when you put it in water, as it's black, it creates this oxygen, almost like a shield, essentially, that keeps water off of the egg because of all the carbon buildup. So it looks like it's a invisible or a see-through egg. So there was that scientific test or something like that I've seen on YouTube, but that makes sense. If you can take egg whites and purify water with it, dude, that's fucking awesome. Take, I don't know, maybe 5-6 eggs with you or whatever when you're on a camping trip. Eliminate the egg itself and use the egg whites, and you can just mix them in with water. You can essentially purify your water there.
Oh, yeah, you can just, like, create your own filter. But 900 degrees, how do you get that? You can't do that with a little Coleman stove.
Jet stoves.
Okay.
You can make your own jet stoves. You cut down a tree or whatever, drill a hole
Oh,
in it.
I think you could easily
oxygen.
get 900 degrees out of a regular stove. I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, think about it.
what is water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit? Is it 900 degrees Celsius or 900?
100 degrees. Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, is it 100 degrees or is it 900 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit to get that?
Sounds like Celsius.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll reach.
Celsius.
Oh, well, never mind. You're not getting that easily.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I still want to back up to, like, how cool it was that we can use eggs to filter stuff, but you lost me when you said you can chop down a tree to get it that hot.
Well, no.
Well,
What
I
I was
didn't say
saying was when you chop down your wood for fire, right? You can make yourself a jet stove essentially by coring out the center of the stove there and creating
Just like you would
oxygen
as a
at the bottom.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Yeah,
shit. Okay.
using carbon.
And
Yeah, so you would-
funnel the air.
Yeah. So essentially, all your air would go through here, and all your fire would go up to the top. So you cook on top of the stump.
Okay.
So you can cook your eggs or your egg whites on top of that and be able to filter your eggs through it instead of using sand, rock, and charcoal or whatever it is.
Gotcha. I just don't want a tree to die, man. I don't think that's part of the
Well, I mean, if
equation.
the tree's already dead,
You fucking
might as well
hippie.
reuse the resources.
We just said how cool it was that nature can help nature, and then we're messing up nature to make that nature do
Well,
nature
and
stuff.
this article also states that other materials can use that. Like it says because other proteins also worked. So it seems that proteins are the necessity essentially in this process here to be able to purify things. But in case of like like the ocean or something like that, having microplastics in the ocean, especially for water purification systems or something, they also said that it uses for sound deadening too. So you can use egg whites because of the dense material with all the carbons and stuff inside of it.
That's insane. Because like I've heard how insane graphene is, like on a micromolecular whatever the hell level. Like that's nuts.
It's a building material. It's electrical. It conducts electricity. I mean, it's got all sorts of properties. So.
Well, and weren't we talking about too scraping carbon facilities and stuff like that with graphene and being able to collect the CO2 emissions?
Yeah,
from it?
graphene. Well, it's aluminum. So it's aluminum shields that you can actually use to create. It's not. It doesn't create. Oh shit! That's not my camera. It doesn't create graphene just based off of that, but there is some sort of catalyst that you can use to be able to do it.
Interesting. But I guess this is what the ultimate product would be aerogel, and they can make aerogel from egg proteins.
That's fucking insane.
Cool. Well, I think this has been a great podcast. I appreciate you all hanging out with us again. My name is JD. This is Adam. Dan.
I'm Conrad, the guy on the far right, according to the podcast.
I'm Mike, and he's not using your mic. Don't worry. So
You should use it. He's not here.
Sit in his chair real quick.
Create a little bit.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for being a part of our 10th episode. Those of you who are still there, it's been fantastic. Thanks, everyone, for helping this channel grow. You don't want to die, do you? Or you want to die, don't you?
I don't know. That's a loaded question. I don't know. Like, it seems like it's asked awkwardly.
It was a good pun. It was a loaded question. I'm already sitting there loading something.
I like that. That's very nice.
All right, everyone. It's been fantastic. We'll see you all soon, hopefully. And here is our intro/outro. Love y'all.
Thank you.